I'm addicted to success.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to your new favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 66.
Say.
Hey.
That just sound weird. Shout out to you for your lack of nasal congestion this week. Appreciate that.
My name is Fresh. I am not congested this week. And my nigga on the other half of the pod gods is Mr. B Hill. What's up?
Your local, ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Yes, my Dr. Bill.
Dr. Bill and the bitch.
I didn't know you were a medical doctor as well.
Yeah, I'd like to dibble and dabble in a bit of all things.
Well,
Renaissance man, if you will.
I just want y'all to know that after I recorded, I was down for 2 days after that. Like I ain't go to work or nothing, bro. Like I woke up. So what made it worse? So I already had the cold and shit. But like by the time so we record on a Tuesday. So when woke up Wednesday morning, like I had zero energy. Like when you sick and like you do something simple like walk to the bathroom or some shit and it took all your energy. You like, ooh, shit. Like, goddamn. Then my eye was fucked up. Like, I don't know what happened. The doctor said they don't know if like me having a cold and shit contributed to it. But like I woke up and like my left eye was getting like pink and had all types of crusts on it. Like it was crazy.
Them bees you put on your face.
The what?
Them bees you put on your face.
What bees?
When you was in New Orleans showing your teeth.
True. Something.
No,
I don't know. Hey, yo, fecal matter was in my eye?
Look, that's what fecal matter in her left eye. That's funny. Niggas talking anal bees up there. Wow.
Hey, anal bees is funny as shit. Hey, whatever bug I caught, it was definitely while I was in New Orleans. Because I started feeling bad. Like, I started feeling something like late Saturday night. And then Sunday, I was like, oh shit, like, I just need to get home. So that joint was going along. But yeah, something happened. Something was on them, on them damn beads. Went to the damn, listen, let me tell you something I hate. I love the fact that I have insurance. However, I hate going to the doctor and still having to pay. Like, maybe this should have worked itself out. Yeah, like, maybe it'll work itself out. But when I woke up and my motherfucking eye was crazy with all this shit, I was like, okay, it's pink eye or some crazy shit. Like, ain't nothing I can do about
Conjunctivitis.
this. Conjunctivitis. Your kids done had that?
Nah.
Kids be having that shit.
Nah, I ain't never had pink eye.
That's good. Your kids have ringworms?
Nah.
Did you ever have ringworms?
Nope.
Yo, I had a ringworm on my arm once. I don't even think kids get that no more because I ain't heard of nobody saying their kid had ringworms.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because you get it from sand, usually, like, I think from sandboxes and shit like that.
Well, you get it from dirt and all types of bacteria and shit like that.
Yeah, I ain't never had a ringworm. I don't think. Not that I can remember anyway.
Yeah, and it's easy to spread. Like, I remember, like, getting it when I was in, like, elementary school and some shit. Ain't really shit you can do about it, but, like, cover the shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put, like, whatever the doctor give you, like, on the shit. But, we were talking about, was it last episode when we were talking about, like, chicken pox? Like, kids don't get that shit no more. So I guess kids don't get ringworms or pink eye no more either, huh? They definitely still get ear infections.
They still get pink eye. People still get pink eye. That shit's still a virus out there. But I don't know. My kids ain't had it yet. I don't think. I can't remember anyway. Pray to God they don't.
Right, exactly. Because one get it, everybody gonna get it.
Facts.
And that shit crazy. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. Unfortunately, Duke lost, so that was very disappointing to me because I had a little shindig, as I mentioned before, and all my peoples and shit came over, so that was fun. All my niggas came over and shit. And,
that's what's up.
My grill nutted on me. I fucking got the grill. So, but yeah, other than that, it was pretty good. What else I do? Friday, I played poker till like 4 a.m. Got my ass whooped.
You gotta teach me how to play poker, man.
Yeah, it's cool. I can definitely teach you. But I got my ass whooped. It's been a minute since I played poker, so it was cool.
Y'all play for money, right?
Hell yeah.
I was about to say, because I only play spades and Uno for free.
Yeah, no, hell no. I played for money. I lost probably like $1.50, I think.
Man, damn it, man.
I was up for a minute, and then my cousin he had fucking gave me an edible and shit, and I was stoned. Shit. I had smoked weed in like 2 or 3 weeks, and then smoked some bud, took a shot, goddamn, the edible kicked in on my ass. About 30 minutes later, I was fucking stoned. I wasn't playing. Playing.
Did you fuck up the edible like this shit ain't working as always?
Nah, I know them shit. It's just a matter of time. I know them shit's coming. Like that shit gonna come. And he had like some fruit, like they were like fruit by the foot type shit. That shit was good.
Oh shit, the gummy type
so
shit.
Good. So good. And then I was like, but I knew like I'm gonna just take like maybe 3 inches off that motherfucker.
Take 3 inches off the fruit by the foot. You only wanted 9 inches of it. Pause.
No, 3. I wanted 3 inches.
Oh, you took 3 inches. Like you pulled out. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you had all but 3 inches.
Oh no, hell no. I ain't man. No, hell no. That would I'd have still been high. But,
facts, you definitely
I was high as hell, man. And I was fucking. I had a good time though. It was still fun. So it was a good weekend. What you got? Did you do anything?
Well, I felt like even though like I took like I told you I had antibiotic. Well, I don't know if I said it, but I got like antibiotic drops and shit like for my eye and shit. Mm-hmm. I went back to work on like Friday or whatever. But like I couldn't drive and shit. Well, I could if I really wanted to, but I only could put in one contact and like your motherfucking vision off. Like
you got glasses?
No, I don't wear glasses.
Why not?
Yeah, so I can only wear contacts. So
you can only wear contacts, but you can't wear glasses?
Yeah, so Dr. Bill, getting into like my medical history and shit like that. So I have like a condition called keratoconus. And what keratoconus is basically, you know, like astigmatism is like the back of your eye is shaped funny.
Yeah.
The keratoconus is kind of like the opposite. The front of your eye is shaped different. So like light reflects it differently. So you have to actually put like a contact on the eye to like regulate how light hits the eye. So glasses don't really help that at all.
Damn, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah. And I thought I was going to get, you blind?
Super. I've been wearing glasses. I was like in first grade, second grade.
What's crazy is I've never seen you in glasses though.
Oh yeah, I mean, because I only wear them when I don't feel like wearing my contacts, just around the house or some shit, or like when my eye lipstick in my eyes are rest. But nah, hell yeah, I've been wearing glasses forever. I got like 3 pairs now.
You got them shits on the tip of your nose and shit?
Nah, them shits. I got some. Not them shits. I bought some shit like online, and them shits big as fuck. Them shits,
Mr. Magoo out this bitch.
Them bitches is wide and all outside. Like I can't do no sudden movements. My head got to be like in a stationary position. Them bitches just flying off.
You be looking through your window pane.
But my lens so thick. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I don't need to purchase glasses online. Is basically what the conclusion.
Damn.
Take my ass to the store and get fitted. But like I said, I don't wear them bitches nowhere, so it's, just be around the house. I remember my mama came over one day, she was like, damn, boy.
Hey, well, your mama can't be nice as
shit
bad.
Them damn glasses. Thick as hell. Okay.
Hey, you like, fuck it. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I gotta see.
Listen, getting old.
I don't see do you sleep in your contacts?
I'm not supposed to, no. If I sleep in my contacts, I definitely feel it. Like, I don't have like disposables and shit. Like, so the way my contact is, it's called a hybrid contact. Mm-hmm. So it like the center part of it, the very center is like a hard plastic and the rest of it is like regular. So my shits cost like $750 for a pair.
I want to say that I heard you tell me that before. I don't know if it was on the podcast, but just in conversation.
That price probably rings a bell. Like that's a lot of fucking money.
Nah, it's another nigga I know that had that. Matter of fact, my homeboy, he got like, I guess a similar condition or something because he said his contacts had bread. I'm like, nigga, Goddamn, your damn hardware reimbursement. He was like, I did. I was like,
yeah, but your hardware reimbursement like $100, $150, $200 if you got good insurance.
Right.
Like that shit ain't more than that, dog. Like, but you know, the good thing about it is, like when I was in Raleigh or whatever, I used to go to this eye doctor that really didn't know about the condition, but the motherfucker didn't want to admit that they didn't really know. I feel like they was damn YouTubing. However, I had to pay that shit out of pocket. But the eye doctor I go to now, and I've been going to since I moved to Atlanta, they get that shit to come out through my medical versus my vision.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's sweet. So I only gotta pay like, you know, like some copay or some like
so shit like hardware, like DME.
Yeah, but when I like, yeah, of course. Like, but last year, when I was working as a contractor, I didn't have like full insurance like that. So I had to pay the shit like out my pocket. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. Thank you, God, for having, for having insurance and all of that. So, you know, that shit is great. You know, but
so I found out, speaking of which, one last thing on the whole, the eye thing, and then we can do something a little bit more entertaining.
Right, exactly.
I was looking
Besides
at something on Facebook,
records.
I think, like, you know how, like, for those people that can, when you look at, like, at nighttime and stoplights and any type of light, like bright light, that is like blurred, even when you have like your glasses on or some shit like that. Yeah. That means that you have astigmatism. I just thought like that my eyes was blurry, but that means that's how you can tell that you have astigmatism, like when the shit is blurry. I just found that out like through Facebook.
So I would have through Facebook. I would have trouble like before I got contacts. I would have trouble like with like a lot of like I used to hate like when I go home like to DC and I have to drive because it's a lot of cars and the streets are small, so you got lights coming towards you. So that's like at night that shit used to be like a mess. And then you know it rained and shit and the ground wet and then the lights also reflecting off the ground. That shit trash. Hey, don't get old, people. Don't get old. Don't get old. Die young and beautiful. Nah, I'm like, but nah, man, shit be happening. And then I be seeing like old people. You ever see like an old person that's like super old? Like super old. I ain't talking about like no motherfucking 60, 70. I'm talking about like a motherfucker who look like they about 80, 90. You just like, damn, like I don't know if that's a blessing or damn, like you old, like everything look old, like you moving super slow.
My best friend, grandma, Taraji, grandma and shit. She's 95. Hey,
pick that up.
What?
That name you dropped. Oh, all right.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's my best friend. And he just happens to share a grandmother with Taraji. But yeah, she be all over the fucking place. Like she was there when Taraji got her fucking star on the Walk of Fame and shit. Be driving like she's from like small town in Pascagoula Neck in North Carolina and shit, but she still be up and grooving and moving. You know what I'm saying? Got a little boy.
I love those old people, man.
Yeah,
that's the type of old person
94, I plan. 95, something like that.
I plan to be that type of old man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You gotta keep moving. You know what I mean? Like, and I also feel like it's mental. As well. And like I got friends and shit that's, you know what I'm saying, they 30s and shit and they already acting like they 80. I'm just like, look, if you acting like that now, in 10 years, you know what I mean? Like you gonna really be shut down. Like it's a thing where you gotta keep your body, you know what I'm saying, conditioned. You go home, you go to sleep every day as soon as you get home and all that shit. Like your body get used to that. So it's going to be hard, you know what I'm saying, when you get old for real. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at old pictures of yourself where you had old memories or whatever. And you think back then like, oh, I thought I was fat or I thought I was old or I thought I was this then. And then you like, shit, I get anything to go back to that time when I thought I was that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's just crazy. But, it's been crazy at work too, B. Like y'all just about to hear we about to use this intro point to talk about our shit. Like,
you sound like old motherfuckers now.
Right.
Talking about goddamn cataracts and
right. And work and all that shit. Hey, if you in your car, honk your horn. If you at your desk, stop on the desk if you feel what we saying, bro. Like,
if you at your desk, get up and go to the bathroom.
Listen, bro, like, I don't know what it's been about like this week, particularly at work. And we done talked about this before, so I'm not going to run it into the ground. But I feel like this week I'm just extra annoyed with the code switch. Like, I'm just extra annoyed. Like, I feel like, one, I don't feel like going to work. And then I got to go to work and I got to perform whiteness. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just tired. Like, and to the benefit of my job, it's not like they did anything specifically different or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I walked into the office, like, literally, I got on my car today and I'm walking into the building and I literally said to myself, all right, time to perform, right? And it's not like you gotta perform your job. I'm just saying you gotta perform. You gotta be somebody outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go in. I already know, like, just because of the nature of my particular job, I'm the compliance manager for the entire company. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's 5 or 6 of me. So I have to be available and nice and talking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when I go into the building, I gotta, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have all these like conversations you really don't feel like having. You gotta smile when you really don't feel like smiling. It's not like I just want to walk in there and be like a nigga. You know what I mean? But like, sometimes you just don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, like putting on the theatrics. Like, this chick came into my office today. Nice chick. You know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is. She came and talked about her cat for 30 minutes. And I had to act like I cared for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
I'd have pulled my phone out like, text me. I would text me. You should have texted me like, call my desk phone right there.
Facts. Nah, that's real. That's real. Like, you know, they talk about their cats and they talk about they this and they that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, I'm just like, I got work to do. So, you know, you have to balance that of, cause for y'all who work in corporate America, I know y'all know, like, a lot of it is like relationship building. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, in a company like I work in, where, you know, it is 90% men, 87% white men. And then, you know, the percentage of blacks and black women is small. We talking about probably like 2%, if that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we just don't get off on the same shit that they get off on. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, yo,
like terrorism and domestic terrorism and conquering lands and shit. Spreading fucking syphilis.
Colonizing and shit.
Yeah. Putting syphilis on Indians' fucking coats and
right.
making them walk.
Harassing people. But, you know, it's just like that shit. And then it's like, oh, so now somebody coming and telling me their idea. You know what I mean? Or whatever. You can't say that shit's stupid. Or you can't say, no, we can't work. You gotta massage the shit and be like, you know, I think that's great. You know, I think that's a great idea. Let's see if we can, you know, you just gotta massage the shit. You know what I'm saying? Then like with the job that I do, you know, I do see situations where they get to act like them. And then as soon as we act like us, which is just them, but with more, a little bit more sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? We combative or we, you know, whatever. So like for me this week, and it's only Tuesday. I'm like, sheesh.
Yeah, man.
But what's the solution though? Like, what is the solution? I'm asking Dr. Bill, what's the solution?
Quit.
No, I gotta, I like my lifestyle I lead.
No solution, man. And then keep it tugging. And then keep,
go in there, put the mask on, keep it moving, right?
Yeah, man, you gotta play the role, you hear me? Like,
yeah, you might.
Go to the bathroom on the mails, like go to lunch. You know what I mean? Take a break. Like, you're gonna have to do what you gotta do, you know what I mean, in terms of that.
Bruh, I dipped out and I went to, like, I had brought my lunch today, but I dipped and I just went to go get lunch. And like, I didn't want to be bothered. Like, I just didn't want to be bothered, period. So instead of coming back to my office, I have an office, but it has a big glass pane in the office. Mm-hmm. So motherfuckers don't really care. They come by and still walk in or whatever. Like I just ate in my car. Like I just needed some solitude.
I do that. I eat at my desk and go dip and go sit in my car and talk on the phone, listen to music, and then look at YouTube. And the weather's starting to break, so I roll the windows down and shit.
Facts.
Nigga, I got a Harris Teeter across the street. I go to Harris Teeter.
Just chill. That's funny as shit.
I went and bought some floss today.
Just cause.
Hey, shit to do. I was like, I need some floss.
Hey, bro. Hey, you ain't lying, because I done went on errands just cause. Like,
yeah. Nigga, I'm going to buy some floss. I mean, I got them comparing flosses and shit, seeing what the fuck, what my MVP card discount could get me and shit. Fuck that. I be needing some time. Like, I'd be like, well, damn, I could work, through my lunch and try to leave early. No, I need this midday break. That's why they call it.
Nah, you right.
Fuck that shit.
You right. You 100%.
I need a reprieve.
Right. You right. You right.
Fuck that shit. Go get you some floss.
Go get some floss. Bro, I be running mad errands, and like right where I work at is mad shit that I be needing to do anyway. So like it's a Walmart. If it's a Walmart near you, you always got some shit you gotta do.
Oh yeah. Shit, go people watch for a little bit.
Yeah, you right. At my old job, it was like a river near it. It was like probably like a maybe like a mile away. So I used to go to that
right? First one in Atlanta.
Huh?
That was your first job in Atlanta?
Yep. I remember. You got a good memory. Shout out to you.
I know it's weird, the things I remember.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I remember your snaps and shit used to be by the lake. I'm like, damn, this thing.
Yeah, bro. So I used to go there like to just get away, and it was like mad relaxing. But it's actually not super far from where I work at now, but like probably like 2 weeks ago, I was over in that area because I was trying to get my car washed, and some shit went down.
Took it into the lake.
Yeah, and that shit was flooded.
Take a dip in the lake. And then
that shit was all, I was like, yo, with the picnic tables and shit, like that shit had flooded. Like it was like police tape. Like, well, I don't know if it's called flooding, but it had risen over the shit. You know what I mean?
The river swelled.
So I was like, damn, I ain't never seen that before. I kept that shit moving. But
yeah, that's how that shit, it'd be raining so much here. That's how the Neuse River is now. Like if you in North Carolina, that shit, like the banks and shit have been breached and shit because it's been so much rain. That shit's been swollen so much, you know what I mean? Shit is crazy. It's gonna rain on Friday.
That shit's super crazy.
But I'm still going to grits and biscuits on these hoes.
You said you going or you went?
I'm going. It's Friday. They got
grits and biscuits.
Duke and Carolina play. Like if Duke wins Thursday and Carolina wins Thursday, then they will play Friday. So then Friday we'll go watch the game, and then after that we going to grits and biscuits. And it's my anniversary. Shout out to me and my old lady.
She going to grits?
Yeah, she probably, yeah. We're gonna go.
That's y'all anniversary shit. I love it. Trap anniversary.
Yeah, we're going to Vegas next week, so it's like a...
Oh, you gonna get romantical?
Because our anniversary is on the 16th, so that's Saturday. I'm not thinking about it. But,
happy anniversary to B and Mrs. B.
Shit, yeah.
How many years is this?
Kid 7.
The kid 6, 7. Yeah. Got you. Got right to it. Right. I watched, speaking of marriage, this weekend I got put on to some shit called 7 Year Switch. And it's on Lifetime and shit. And it's basic. You seen that?
Nah, you didn't. You were supposed to be watching Game of Thrones. Disappointed in you.
Yeah, I already told you my apprehension with that. You know what I mean? Like, but I got put on.
It's not like 7 years. It's not like you're gonna get pink eye from watching the shit.
But you know what I can do? Lose my whole life until that shit over with. Bro, listen. If the shit good, like y'all say it is, if I know me, that's all I'm saying. Like, don't nobody understand. But then when I explain the shit, niggas like, yeah, true. That's what I do too. Like, if the shit really good, even though I'm like, this shit ain't really my steez. If the shit is really good and I get into the shit got 7 seasons. What we talking about? 10, 12 episodes.
All 7
you ain't got to, but how I am, I'm gonna be like, all right, one more episode. My eyes gonna be bleeding and shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be watching the shit.
Just taking the small doses, you know?
All right, tell a crackhead that. Tell a crackhead take it in small dose. Tell a crackhead, listen, only do crack on Monday and Thursday and see how that works. That's exactly how binge watching is.
Out.
Yeah, but they functioning because they do crack and they wake up in the morning, not because they didn't do crack.
All right. I'm tired of this shit. All right. Don't watch the shit then, goddamn.
I'm really like debating like on what I want to do, and I did do a poll on my Insta story, and at first no was winning, but actually yes came through, and I said, yo, y'all should I watch Game of Thrones? That's at IMDC Fresh on Instagram. But you know what I'm saying, like people were saying yeah, and then people was in my DMs talking about, listen, it's good, I promise you. Everybody was like, I felt the same way you did. And then, you know, and they was in the same crackhead situation I already predict myself to be in, where it's 3 a.m. and you like one more episode.
Just set your timer. Set you a timer and be like, boom, I'm gonna do this amount of days. I'm gonna do this for the amount of days, and then cut it off and go resume your, you know.
Do that work for you?
Yeah, for the most part. Cause I'll be tired. I ain't finna stay up and goddamn. I mean, I remember the first Ozark. I was kind of fucked up though. I did stay up to like 2 watching that shit. But then I like said fuck it and just went to bed. And then I had something to look forward to the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, something to look forward to. I got enough shit going on to look forward to. I just be like, this what it is. The shit go on, and then you know the last 5 minutes, that's the clinch. Like, dun 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 dun. You like, oh shit!
It's
all right,
so
one
good,
more.
man.
I need to see what happens.
It's so good, man. It's so fucking good. I swear to, like, I wouldn't, man, that shit is the fucking best shit. I know show enough gangsters, and it's like, it's so many walks of life that watch fucking Game of Thrones, like the most intelligent, nerdy motherfuckers to the most gangster niggas to the most like old people. Like, I got my mama watching that shit, and she don't even be watching shit like that.
I believe you. I have no reason to believe at this point in time that it's not a good show. That's not what I'm doubting at all. I don't. You need it in your life. Even though I say it's not my steez, I feel like it's a good show.
It's a part of the culture. It's been like, I was watching some shit and they were like, it was Jon Snow, which is a character on the shit. He was on Colbert and he was like, Colbert was like,
F you for tagging me in that spoilers joint, bro.
It doesn't make sense to you. It won't make sense to you.
But I don't want to know. But go ahead, finish your shit. Get your shit off.
But Jon Snow was on there. The dude, I forgot his name, whatever his real name is. But Colbert was like, for real, like this has been a decade worth of fucking entertainment that people have latched onto. Like, you know, like in terms of like, you know how certain things happen in 10-year periods and shit like that. As far as, and Jon Snow was like, absolutely. He was like, man, when I got on the show, he was like, it was just a pilot originally, and he was like, this was my first gig for real.
Word.
And he's like the main character in the shit. And he was like, it was my first gig. He's like, I was just super stoked to be on the pilot on HBO, right, in 2009. He was like, and now this shit has taken
2009?
Yeah, that's when it came
out.
When it first aired. And that shit was wild to me. I'm like, damn, I remember, because I stumbled on the shit because I had first got HBO, like when I bought my first house and shit. And like we had got cable, and this was pre-kids, obviously. So like we were just in the crib. And that shit had been on already. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this? And then we just started watching that shit and binged that whole first season and been hooked ever since. And he was like, man, just the world, how much the world's changed since in 10 years. And I'm like, damn, it sure has. So, you know, like that's when we had Obama and all that other shit. So,
the world has definitely changed. The world has changed a lot in the past 2 years.
For sure.
That, you know, I'm still pondering. Y'all get off my back. You know what I mean? Like, this is about self-care. This is about knowing yourself. It's about, you know, doing a little bit of crack, if that's possible. So, you know what I mean?
Putting the first butt beat in.
But 7 years, so 7 year switch is, it's about like couples. They say like after 7 years, ooh, you coming up on 7. Mm-hmm. They say after 7 years or whatever, you know, you get like this little thing, I guess, that happens in a relationship where, you know, you don't know, y'all kind of growing in different directions possibly, and you know, you get the I don't know if this right type thing, all of this. But the premise of the show is basically they take like 4 couples, and it's basically kind of like wife swap on steroids. But they take these couples and switch them with the other member of the couple that what they think they want in somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? If your wife always on you like, yo, you need to be more caring, considerate, and you need to open up, they gonna put her with the nigga that kind of do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they gonna do. But it was super interesting, only because like some of these couples who basically switched spouses was kind of like feeling each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. So they spend like 2 weeks together. And they go through like these exercises and shit. But, you know, it was super interesting. It was super interesting. Like, do you think you would, if your relationship ever got to a rocky point, is that something you feel like you would consider?
Like marriage boot camp type shit?
No, it's not like marriage boot camp because you're not with your spouse. You with somebody else. So whatever you complain about your wife, they gonna fix you up with somebody that's everything basically that you're saying your wife is not.
Pray for rain and you get a fucking hurricane sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I wouldn't say I would be opposed to it, but I mean, I'd be kind of leery of it just because, you know,
you open Pandora's box, basically.
Yeah, everything the glitter ain't gold type shit. You know what I mean? So,
I think it was like, go ahead.
I mean, I guess I would just have to kind of know the details, I guess, surrounding it a little bit more. But, I mean, like, nobody's going to be perfect. That's the thing about relationships, right? Like, so, like, in relationships, like, I tell a lot of people that I know that aren't married or, like, that have issues with their, you know, whatever. Like, anybody in this world that you're paired with is going to get on your fucking, right? So, like,
yeah,
to the point where, but I guess the median or the fine line that has to be walked is if the shit that they do gets on your nerves so much that you just cannot take it.
Right, right. What's your deal breaker type thing?
Exactly. Like, it's the proverbial straw that breaks the camel's back type shit.
Yeah.
So if it's that to that degree, then obviously it's not what it is. But if it's to the point where, like, you know, they get on your nerves and you're just like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm gonna do my own thing, come back, everything's fine. That's probably the person for you. Cause like, yeah, you know what I mean? The person, the other person that you may be looking at, they gonna get on your nerves after a while too. You know what I'm saying? And then their shit that they do just might be just fucking, I can't deal with it. And now you stuck like Chuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's the kind of advice that I give. Like, you know, because my old lady get on my nerves. I know I get on her nerves, but I wouldn't like. I know from other relationships that I had previous, them bitches got on my nerves way more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of what you can take versus what you can't take.
Listen, I always say everybody got their bullshit. It's all about finding somebody whose bullshit work well with your bullshit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. One of the couples on there, when they first got together, like, I think they kind of met like in church, and the dude was like super religious or whatever, and then it's like 8 years later and he just kind of like, I'm not religious like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he necessarily doing anything that's just like, oh, you fucking heathen, but he just not, you know, he just not into it like that. Like, you know, he used to be. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, the chick can't really get past. She like, I need him to have this relationship with God and da 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 da. And he like, I'm still the same person. It's just like, you know, my relationship with God is personal. I don't need to do all of these, you know, cause religion is just a set of rules. You know what I'm saying? In order to get to the promised land or whatever. And he like, I just don't follow that rule book anymore. You know what I'm saying? She just can't get past. So, and you know, he kind of goofy and she kind of like uptight, cause you know, opposites attract. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how it is. And then they hooked him up with another chick that, you know, that's free spirited. You know what I mean? Like, she like to have a good time. She like to crack corny jokes. And bro, I thought them two was gonna get it in. Like, I was nervous. I was like, it's nervous, but
it's actually a concept though. I'd like to see that.
It's actually a little bit unrealistic because they take them for 2 weeks and they take them out of their normal life, right? So they take them to like California and they in this house together. Like, the house only has one bed, so they got to decide if they want to sleep together, if they want to sleep on the couch, you know, like whatever. But you're not dealing with the normal pressures of life in marriage. So they not going to work. You know what I mean? They not, you know, running behind kids. They not doing all these other things. They basically on vacation for 2 weeks. Yeah, like anybody, I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Basically,
Word.
You know, with somebody. But I thought it was an interesting show. I like shows that are basically like social experiments.
Yeah, that's why I love Naked and Afraid, man. Naked and Afraid is my favorite show in the fucking world. I love that shit.
You did mention Naked and Afraid.
That shit is the fucking greatest. And I just got my Uverse and shit back because they used to have Sling, and Sling didn't have Discovery Channel and shit. So now I've been like catching up on fucking, and now like that shit is awesome, man. Like motherfuckers be showing up naked. Like this bitch was like, she fucking lost her mind. She was a super survivalist. Like this bitch had all the goddamn, like all the tricks of the trade. Like we can put a fish basket here. We can make fire out of, you know what I'm saying? All this different shit. But like they was in Panama, I think, for the one I saw most recently. It was 4. It's like the way they've done it now is different because they usually just had 2 people and they have to survive for 21 days. So now they have it's 4 people. So they put them on different parts of the island and they have to stay a certain area for 10 days, and then they have to go to the rally point and meet the other people, and then they have to coexist for another 10 days or 11 days.
Is it a series? Like, is it one set of people for the whole series, or it's like a different episode?
Different episode.
Do people every episode?
Yeah, different episodes, different people every time, different locations and shit. Like,
okay, got
this bitch lost her mind.
They get all that done in an hour?
Yeah. I mean, they edit the fuck out of it.
Right. But I mean, it's
they
21 get the days essence of it in an hour.
This shit is awesome. Like, this one bitch, she just lost it. She couldn't go. Like, she just, like, the buzz just whooped her. Like, the fucking buzz. This bitch, like, lost her mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, was in the water, like, going crazy, trying to drown herself and shit.
Damn!
The bug.
Drown herself?
Like, she was, like, the bug. Because they moved to some spot, inland. No, excuse me, from inland to the beach. And, where they had to wait out the remaining part of the challenge. And, like, it was some sand bugs, some shit that, and
they made her go crazy
and shit. And every time it would rain, go crazy. Like, shit would go nuts. That bitch just lost it. Like, she could not take it.
Were they biting her, or they made some type of noise, or they were just in the way?
Her ass. Like, she was, like, her whole body, like, whole bodies be like blistered the fuck up and shit.
Martin
that shit
fought
awesome.
Tommy Hearns?
You said, well, nah, that shit way worse. Like, their bodies,
word, damn.
Yeah, their bodies be blistered, not their face, the entire body. Like, bitch couldn't take it. She was just running in the water and shit. And the people had come save her and shit. Like, yo, chill, you about to die. And she was like, I gotta go. Shit.
She's like, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, that shit was
Take
dope.
me
That
now.
I love that show. That shit been on for like 10 years too. That shit been like, it's the 10th season. So yeah, that shit been on for a minute. It's a dope show.
You've been watching everything for 10 years. Oh.
Yeah, consistent.
I hear that. Your man LeBron passed Jordan. That was pretty dope.
Was that? Yeah, was that last week? Yeah, that was last week. Shout out to LeBron, man. It's one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Great.
So now he's like number 4, right?
Yeah.
Behind like
Kareem,
Karl Malone, and Kobe.
Yeah.
He not far behind Kobe. You think he gonna pass Kobe?
Yeah, he'll pass Kareem, I think.
You think he gonna pass Kareem? How many more? How many more years he got in the league?
How many more does he have?
Yeah, like you watch it, so I don't know if he's saying like I'm gonna do 2 more, I'm gonna do 10 more.
Well, he signed a 4-year deal with LA, so it's 3 more years after this season. But I mean, he can be in the league as long as his body holds up.
How long?
I said he can be in the league as long as his body holds up.
Yeah.
I mean,
but normally they done around what, 38, 39?
Nigga, he's the last, like him and D Wade are like the last people in their draft class, which is crazy. Like all, like
how old is LeBron? Like 35?
I'm 30, about to be 36. He's 34, 35.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, he got some time then.
Yeah.
Because the goal was for him to play in the league with his son, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. His son.
Because his son, what, 16? His son like 15, 16?
Nah, his son like 7th, 8th grade. Shit like that.
Damn, he got grip.
I mean, not really. It's 4 years, basically 5 years.
Yeah, because you think his son going to play like in college, or he going to go like straight to the league type shit?
Well, the rules will probably change in the next couple of years. So they'll probably, because you have to be 19 in order to enter the draft in the NBA currently. But that since Zion Williams got hurt and shit a couple of weeks ago, and the whole fucking world lost their mind and shit, me included. The NBA was like, you know, they said that they had already been reviewing that rule, but it just so happened to come on the heels of Zion, you know, fucking his knee up and shit. So
Yeah. So your prediction is that he will definitely pass Kareem. Like he will be the number one scorer in the league.
He can. Period. I think he can. He'll play at a high rate. He'll play at a high level for at least 3 more years. He'll be able to average 20 some odd points for the next 3 or 4 years. And yeah, he'll definitely. I think he'll be able to get it.
Well, shout out to LeBron, man. Yeah. Like I love LeBron. LeBron is one of those good players that I feel like, you know, basically keep his nose clean, or he either got good people to make it seem like he keep his nose clean. And, you know what I mean? So look, shout out to LeBron and
greatest to ever do it.
Shout out to the Currys as well, with that scholarship fund that they made for STEM for girls in the Bay. So that was super dope. I guess that's a good segue into Brown and Proud. It was a couple things I wanted to mention the week before that I didn't get to, so I wanna mention them this week. And Brown and Proud, I want to give a shout out to Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah is investing $14 million into affordable housing in her hometown of Newark. She's become the co-president of Blue Sugar Corporation. I think that's dope whenever you can go back and give back to the place, you know, that you come from. I feel like that's goals for a lot of us.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's super dope. Shout out to Queen Latifah. I want to give a shout out to Jaden Smith, who is helping Flint, because nobody cares about fucking Flint. Apparently, this has been going on for a long time. Flint don't have clean water. However, Border Patrol is an emergency. That's crazy. But Jaden Smith Just Water Company is providing clean water to Flint. He announced that there is a mobile filtration system called the Water Box, which basically removes lead and other poisons out of the contaminated water in Flint. Mama Jada also said that she will be donating money to a long-term solution. I really don't understand why this is still going on. I mean, I understand it because they're black, so I do understand it. I just don't understand why we letting this slide. There's so much shit going on, but, you know, shout out to Jaden Smith and everybody in Flint and, 21 Savage. I especially like this one because 21 Savage is trying to teach kids about financial literacy. That's something I feel like in the black community is super needed, not just for kids, like for everybody, even for myself. Like I'm trying to, you know, find ways to become more financially literate. But his campaign seeks to help children save, make money, and manage their money and open up bank accounts. He'll be giving $1,000 to 21 teenagers to help them open a personal bank account. And I think that's super dope.
He got like a job program too.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he definitely got the job program. So, you know, shout out to 21 Savage. Shout out to anybody that's, you know, giving back and understanding their blessings and all of that. And, you know, goals is just being able to do that, you know what I'm saying, on a bigger level, because I'm sure, you know I give back. I'm pretty sure B gives back, but you know, just to be able to give back on a bigger level, I think it's just dope. When I got 14 million to give back, I'm definitely down to do that. So Brown and Proud, shout out to Queen Latifah, Jaden Smith, and 21 Savage, and the Currys. For their shit.
Shout out to Queen Latifah. I seen her interview. She had her feet out the other day, looking good. So looking clean, with her toes out, with some boots on.
Creep alert.
I didn't know you had toes.
Creep alert.
Let's go, Queen. Give it to him, Queen. You got it.
Hey,
Latifah.
Yo. Look, I really don't be knowing if B always shouting out feet because he know it makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Or is he do this with everybody? I'm hoping I'm not special and he just do this shit with everybody.
Give it to him, Queen. You got it.
That nigga love feet, bro. Like you can see the whole wedding party and he'll be like, oh, that third one feet like that.
Look at her with your big feet. Cute with polished toenails. Look at you.
Slim thick with your cute ass feet.
Oh, shit. I definitely thought she had some Chucks on some shit. She surprised
me. You dumb as shit. Or I see like some mad inspirational shit. And he'll be like, oh, her feet trash. I'll be like, bro, like, stop talking to me, bro. Like, just stop talking to me.
Motherfucker can't be inspirational with some garbage ass feet.
Oh, shit. So you definitely wouldn't have been able to rock with Leela Rashawn character in Boomerang.
I was disheartened as a youngster when I saw that. I said, good gracious. I said that. I was like, are those real? I remember having my mom. I was like, you think her feet are really that real? Because she's too pretty. Have feet like that. She was like,
hey, let me tell you something. The prettiest women have the ugliest feet because they wear heels all the time.
Claudia
and they be fucking up your feet.
In the world. God almighty. I was so hurt. I forgot she was on some show and they were talking about how ugly her feet were and shit. And she ain't lie. That shit was crazy.
Back in your day, would you have not beat because of some ugly feet?
Oh, correct.
You wouldn't have?
Well, maybe beat, but I couldn't wife you though. Nah, I would beat.
Gay.
Do not touch me with your fucking feet. But I wouldn't wife you though. Nah, hell no.
Yo, my sister is so opposed to like feet in general. Like she hates feet. She don't care about how good or bad they look. Like she just hates feet. Like I promise you, I probably haven't seen my sister's feet since she was a child because she always have on socks. She always have her shit covered. Like she sleep with socks on. Like all that shit. I don't know if her feet bad or her feet good. I always be clowning like I don't think you have feet. Like, I think you take them socks on and there's nothing there.
Sleeping with socks on is crazy.
I can't sleep with socks on. I don't even rock with socks like that. Like, I wear no-show socks a lot of times. Majority of the time, I wear no-show socks. And I cannot sleep with socks on.
Hell no, I can't do that shit. That shit is weird.
And you know what's even worse? Socks that's like gloves that separate your toes individually. That's gross to me.
That shit is weird.
I don't want my toes to be separated.
I know, right? The fuck is you finna type? The fuck out of here.
You about to type with your toes, though?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. What do you need your feet separated?
To whom it may concern.
God damn. You're right.
As said previously in my email.
Sending emails? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
you about to pen a novel? Shit. Why do your toes spread? Shit is weird.
It was a dark and stormy night with this feet,
with your fucking feet. That's right. Fuck out of here.
Hey, you dumb as shit. You ready to get into some litter shit?
No, that's good.
Litter shit is our pop culture segment. What you sipping on?
I got a little kettle. I had some citron kettle. That shit's fucking disgusting. Somebody left that shit over here. So
you don't like citron kettle? But you do drink yours straight up all the time. So I can see how you wouldn't like that. But if you take some citron and mix it with some lemonade, boom.
Nah, I got some. We had some kettle with the mint leaves and shit, and the fucking what else?
A mojito, maybe.
Nah, it was just it was cucumber and mint kettle one. If you out,
you was at a spa with your kettle.
That shit good. That shit like you was at the spa.
Put them motherfucking cucumbers on your eyes and lay back.
That shit was fire, but it's gonna be drunk as hell after a while. You got that cucumber water and got a little punch to it. Shit tastes just like cucumber water, but with a little bite on the end. That shit was good.
Yeah, cucumber water is legit.
That shit fire. You should try the kettle one, I'm telling you. Like, if you drink vodka and shit, try that shit. You got the gluten.
You know, I drink kettle one. It's just not my go-to, but I drink kettle one.
You should try I'm telling you, try the cucumber and mint shit. That shit good, yo.
I'll try that. I'm not opposed at all. Yeah. I'm drinking, I was going to drink wine today. And
I think it was
got
fancy.
Frustrated. And I went back to my, you go back to your old faves, and I'm drinking Jack and Coke.
Your bottom bitch.
Hey, that's my ride or die. Jack and Coke is my ride or die. It's interesting how many people drink brown now. Like, everybody drink brown now. Like, everybody was drinking white. Now everybody drink brown. It's crazy. I'm not colorblind, but my go-to is the Jack. But yeah, so let's put our cups up and toast to J-Lo getting all the Infinity Stones.
Stay with the goddamn rock. Only she got all the rocks that she done had.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm just Jenny from the block. She getting them shits, bro.
She told us.
She did tell us. She did tell us. Hey, you know what's funny though?
You got me. I thought. I was like, I don't think that's how that song goes. But
how that song go? How it go? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm just Jenny from the block.
It does go that way. You're right.
I know that song. That was my shit that had Styles P on it. You crazy. But as y'all have heard, J-Lo is engaged for the 5th time. J-Lo, A-Rod, proposed to J-Lo this weekend. Like I said, this is her 5th engagement. If they get married, this will be her 4th marriage. Ben Affleck was the only person to break up with J-Lo after they were engaged. So that's what makes this not her 5th marriage. She was married to, Mark Anthony the longest, and that was for like 10 years, that they were actually married. And he was actually the worst looking one out of everybody, but hey, to each his own. He looked like Skeletor. But you know, they announcing all this greatness, and then in walks Jose Canseco. And Jose Canseco basically said via social media that A-Rod has been cheating with his ex-wife, I'm sorry. Please note that this is Jose Canseco's, ex-wife from like 1999. We're in 2019. That was 20 years ago, bro. He also said that he wanted to fight A-Rod. And he admitted in his book, Juice, that, so for y'all who don't know who Jose Canseco is, he's like a defamed baseball star, that got caught, doing steroids. And then when, he was outed for doing steroids, he basically took down everybody else with him. It was like Tekashi 6ix9ine the situation, and snitched on everybody. But he admitted that, in that relationship with his wife from 99, he had limp dick because of steroid usage. And basically he couldn't smash his wife like he wanted to. A-Rod used to come over, and his wife used to be looking at his package, and kind of alluded that they all like had a threesome or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Crazy
going on in that bitch.
It's a lot going on. And, what is, A-Rod? What are their nationalities? Cuban, right?
Nah, A-Rod Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, Jose Canseco Cuban, right?
You said what?
You said Jose Canseco is Cuban though, right?
I think he's Mexican, but don't quote me, but I know for a fact Alex Rodriguez is Puerto Rican.
Okay. They're all of some type of Latin descent. But you know, it's crazy like, that all of this is going on. 5 times engaged and 4 times married is a lot. Like,
it is.
It's a lot. Like, I don't understand. Like, for people who get married that many times, I just be like, you don't make good decisions.
I'm one and done. This shit is like, it's all or nothing for me.
Yeah, you like, if that shit don't work,
yeah, God forbid me and my old lady get divorced, but it won't be happening again. I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. Straight. I'll have like a life partnership, but like the whole marriage shit, I'm cool.
Yeah, I was talking to a homegirl today, and I forgot that she even got married, because she got married when she was like 23 or some shit, and was divorced by like 27.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, never get married in the early 20s. That shit never pans out. Well,
I personally don't think you should do shit until 30. I don't think you should have kids or get married until 30.
Say about like, 28, 29. That's really a good time.
Yeah, I think like, get your 20s out the way, figure out who you are, and then you're not going to really become who you are until your 30s, in my opinion. However, I'm with you on that, B. Like, all that getting married 4 and 5 times, nah, we good. Like, I would get married once, and then like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because going back to my conversation with my homegirl, like, basically like, this fucking 10 years later, and like, her husband's still holding her hostage. Like, he won't sign the papers and shit. You're not about to keep me hostage. Like, she got a whole new nigga, pregnant, baby on the way, like, can't even marry him because she's still technically married.
That's bullshit. He don't want to do that alimony and shit. But your dumb ass, if you realize if she about to get married, you don't even got to do all that. He actually kind of stalled her out for a while. That's actually unless she made more money than him, then he's a dumbass because he could have got spousal support.
Yeah, I don't think she made more money than him. I don't think he make money like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he like balling and no shit. But if I think about the jobs that they do, he probably definitely make more than her. And you know what I'm saying? It's like he live on the West Coast and shit. So he probably definitely make a lot more money just because the cost of living is higher.
If he don't make like 200,000, he impoverished.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Pretty much.
He's staying in LA or some shit. If y'all niggas in LA, y'all probably, I don't know how the fuck y'all niggas making it.
Facts. It ain't even worth it to me. Like it's alright, but it ain't worth that amount of money. Shit. You know what I mean? Like it definitely ain't worth that amount of money. And especially when we talk about San Francisco, San Diego. But you know what I'm saying? If you smart, like my homegirl, she went over there, got that California money, then convinced them to let her work in Atlanta because her business partners were not in California. So you took that motherfucking California money and brought it to Atlanta. And Atlanta ain't the cheapest place, but it's a whole lot fucking cheaper than fucking San Diego.
For sure.
Yeah, that shit crazy. You think J-Lo one of them chicks that just love?
Yeah, she a sucker for love. And probably she probably got daddy issues too. I don't know if that's true or not, but like she need a man in her life.
I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it seemed like she just gotta have like a man type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like Nicki Minaj, man. Like, yeah, I mean, like the women who never can be alone. I know a small amount of dudes like that, but it happens more so in women. Like, damn, you go from one joint to another joint to another. Me personally, like, if I'm in a relationship, like, I try to give whatever to that relationship. So by the time that relationship over, like, I'm a little drained. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine, just hopping from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship. And y'all out there dating, like, y'all need to ask those questions. Y'all need to know if your motherfucking mate 35 years old and ain't been single since they were 18.
Yeah,
like, that's a red flag. What do you think the recommended time is? Like, in your past, like, what do you think would be a recommended time, like, in between relationships?
I think it kind of depends on how long the relationship was. But I mean, I think you should give yourself like 6 to 9 months to be able to, like, you know what I mean? Get some new skin and shit, like how snakes shed, not calling niggas snakes, but like how you shed your skin and got like a rebirth. Give yourself a little time just to, you know what I mean? Fall in love
just to bounce back, you know what I'm saying? Have some sex with somebody you don't really care about like that. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, just do some of that shit. Get back to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a motherfucker that be going like years. Like, I'll date, but I ain't about to get into no relationship. Cause I just feel like, for me personally, like, if I get into a relationship, that's a contract for me. And that means that, I am committed to this. Yeah, I mean, you can't just hop in a relationship because you think they're cute. I mean, like the superficial shit people hop into relationships, or especially for women, like they feel like it's some type of accolade to say they in a relationship.
Right.
I mean, and it's not. I mean, like that don't mean shit because the motherfucker you with ain't shit. I mean, but I think that's a good recommendation. Like 6 to 9 months. I'm with you 100% on that. Hopefully this one work. I don't know if Jose Canseco's claims are true or he just bitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about Jose? You been seeing this shit about Jose?
A rat. Even if it is true, he's still a rat. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So if you knew some shit, you wouldn't say some shit? Well, I wouldn't say it via social media, but.
Hell no, I wouldn't say no shit via. I mean, I ain't no rat. So like, whatever motherfucker relationship is, that's a relationship. Like, I see you out, and me and my old lady all the time, like, I see a motherfucker out and they ain't like doing some shit they ain't got no business doing. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
What if it's your people's?
Nah, I'm straight.
You still not saying shit?
I don't get involved in a people relationship. Because if I tell you and then no shit happen, then I'm gonna look stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for it. I don't get involved.
If you my people, and it depends on the nature. Like if I know, like if you know you with a no good motherfucker, and we all know you with a no good motherfucker, I ain't gonna say shit. You know what I'm saying? But if a motherfucker out here throwing up smoke and mirrors and like you my peoples and shit and I see you out with a motherfucker, I'ma say something. I'ma say something once. I ain't gonna say nothing twice.
I might say something to that person like, damn, boy, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Or you like mess with some shit, but I don't get into people relationship. I don't want people in mind. So, I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something because if I find out B, you saw my peoples out with somebody and you didn't say shit to me, I'm looking at you crazy. I'm looking at you in regards to our relationship and how we rock. But again, it is on a case by case basis.
Yeah, I guess. I guess
because you know how people rock. You know what I'm saying? You know a chick or a nigga, like, if I tell this motherfucker, they still gonna be with him, so it ain't no need for me saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if your people's, not like that and y'all got that relationship, I'm gonna say something to you. I'm gonna say something to you once. And I ain't gonna be like, I'm gonna just be like, yo, I saw, such and such out. I don't know. I don't know. It looked like this, but you can look into it like, whatever.
It's just a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. It's like you said, it's case by case, but typically more times than not, I'm gonna mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Unless like, motherfucker ask me about it, hell yeah, I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like,
if a motherfucker asks me about, hey B, I just wanted to know, did you have anything on my significant other running around your head? Like, what the fuck?
You seen X, Y, and Z out and about? I'm like, oh yeah. I seen them. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't know if it was a cousin or what. You know what I'm saying? I don't be in motherfuckers' business. If motherfucker told me like I don't be in people's business and shit, I would respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, I don't rock like that.
I just don't.
I'm gonna definitely look at you crazy if you would say like, yo, Fresh, like, I just felt like you knew what you was getting yourself into. That's a different thing. But if I'm out here parading a motherfucker thinking, it's all pie in the sky and you see a motherfucker out and I find out you saw a motherfucker out, like that's gonna be a problem for me personally if we rock like that. If we don't rock like that, you don't have no fucking obligations, because I see motherfuckers out with motherfuckers all the time. But you gotta be like my people, because I don't never want to see my people hurt. I don't never want to see my peoples out here with no clown. But once I tell you once, that's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you once. I'm not about to tell you every single time I see this motherfucker at the club or at the Chili's with a motherfucker. Like, that's not me. But I give it to you once, and then you can take it from there, because I don't really give a fuck about your significant other like that. If I fuck with you, I can be cool with them, but at the end of the day, and I've been in this situation where, my loyalty lies with my friend. And even if, me and your significant other becomes friends through the process, my loyalty still remains with the originator of the relationship. So
yeah, I can dig it. I respect it totally, but I just kind of move a little different.
If I see Tiff out, I'm telling you.
Don't tell me. I don't want to.
Don't tell you?
Nah.
That's cool too. If you put it out like that, I ain't gonna tell you. That's for sure. I respect that too.
Yeah, don't tell me. I'm cool. Whatever. If I find out, I'm gonna find out.
I feel you on that, but women's smarter than men, so they can hide that shit a little better. But I respect that too. If a person say, don't tell me, don't tell me. Hey, if you see my shit, tell me.
Gotcha.
Tell me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that motherfucker that's like, oh, you just want what I got type shit. You know what I mean? Like, because majority of the time that ain't the case. You know what I mean? In cases that I've seen. But I would definitely, because I want to maintain my friendship, and that's the thing. Like, relationships can come and go. But if niggas your real niggas, like, they gonna let you know shit, even if it's hard for you to take. You know what I'm saying? But I respect that too. Like, nah, I don't want to know. And I definitely wouldn't tell you. So if I saw it, I definitely wouldn't tell you, just because of that. J-Lo, getting married for the 5th time, is lit or shit.
It's lit.
It's lit. I think it's lit. If you like it, I love it.
Sure.
Yeah, you like it, I love it. That's a lot of times. I don't feel like you should get married again after that. Just call it quits after that shit. Just have your life partner, like B said.
Right.
So some stuff went down the other day with Russell Westbrook. And for y'all who don't follow sports, Russell Westbrook is plays for OKC Thunder. And basically a fan was yelling at Westbrook, and he told him to get on his knees like you used to. And Westbrook considered that to be racial and inappropriate. Westbrook's response was, I promise you, you think I'm playing? I swear to God, I will F you up and your wife. I'll F you up. I promise on everything I love. I promise you. When a nigga promise on everything they love, know that shit is serious.
Yeah.
So shit went down, the shit kind of went viral and shit like that. And, you know, they talked to Westbrook after the game and shit like that. And he basically said, you know, he stand by what he said. He won't be disrespected. He said that, if he had to do it again, he'll say the same exact thing. And he said he got to stand up for himself, his family, his friends, his kids, his wife, his dad, his mom, every single time. And he would do the same thing. Westbrook, was fined $25,000, and those fans who were harassing Westbrook, have been permanently banned, from the Jazz Stadium. So it's been a lot of discussion, around this particular matter. Do you feel his, response was appropriate?
The violence towards the woman, not necessarily, but I know he was just in the heat of the moment. Because if I'm not mistaken, the woman is actually the one who said that she'll have him like get down on your knees like he used to.
Oh, really? I didn't get that part.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard, but don't quote me on that. But
okay.
Either way, it was that part, threatened violence against a woman in any capacity. I don't agree with, but I also understand the heat of passion and the heat of the moment, and especially if she was like spewing any type of hate speech towards bro, along with her boyfriend, then yeah, bitch, I'll slap shit out of you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's 50 on one side and 50 on the other. You know what I mean? But was he gonna slap shit out of her? No, he wasn't. But would he have slapped shit out of dude? Yes, he would.
Facts.
And if she was ran up, she probably would have got something too in the middle.
Facts.
But yeah, again, I don't condone any violence towards women, but I think it was more just out of like just because she was probably bucking too. You know what I'm saying? And Utah is a fucking predominantly white town, obviously, or state rather.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Salt Lake City is an extremely white town, so I know because it's funny because he had issues last year in the playoffs, so this is like some shit that spilled over, right? So like, but fuck them. Like, you can't expect to say whatever the fuck you want to a grown ass man and not expect the motherfucker to retaliate, especially when that shit had racial undertone. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't understand what other like explanation can you like give for get down on your knee like you used to? I don't really know what.
I took that as sucking dick personally. Like, I didn't necessarily get the racial undertones. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying the way I initially took the statement was like, get on your knees like you used to, keep sucking dick. Like, not necessarily as a factual thing, but as an insult type thing. You know what I mean? Like, what can I say?
See that, but it was just a weird ass insult. You know what I mean?
White people, y'all got insult better. Y'all be saying wild shit. Like, y'all definitely be saying wild shit. And, like, for me, I feel like, I'm kind of like two-sided about this, right? So, of course, like, what you said about, like violence towards women and shit like that. But however, if you're going to talk shit, I can at least talk shit back to you, whether I'm going to smack the shit out of you or not. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't condone violence against women, either, and I am a woman, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if a motherfucker run up on you, if this was like a legit, like, run up on situation, I can see you smacking the fuck out of a chick. You know what I mean? In that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm kind of 50-50 on it because I feel like sports, the whole competitiveness, and it's all about talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about competitive aspects where we're talking about sports team, or we just sitting there watching shit and we talking shit, or we playing spades and we talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, as an athlete, like, do you like rub that shit off? You like, man, don't even worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, I understand respect too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, nigga, like, I'll fuck you up and I'll fuck your wife up too. Like, don't play with me. And I feel that, like, don't fucking play with me. I'm about that, like, don't play with me. But it's just like, all right, if you willing, it's like, if you willing to stand up for this, you have to be willing to suffer the consequences that come with that.
Right.
Like, it might mean losing an endorsement. It might mean losing, you know what I'm saying, a $25,000 fine, or that $25,000 fine because you got so much bread ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you gonna stand up for it, just make sure that, you know what I'm saying, like, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whatever you stand up for.
I don't, like I said, he didn't apologize for it. He felt he was disrespected. $25.
He was definitely disrespected.
25,000 is like $250 to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
He got a fucking contract of like 220 million. So that shit ain't nothing. He farts that out. But, like I said, it's just, it spilled over from last year. Like, Utah's a place that historically has been racist as fuck.
Yeah.
And last year in the playoffs, there was like, I think a fan like bucked at him or some shit. And I think he might have mushed the nigga or something. It came to some physical altercation of some sort. I gotta look it up again, but I can't remember. But yeah, you just can't fucking say whatever. Like, people are still people, regardless. Like, if they're entertaining you or whatever, like, you can't just talk willy nilly to goddamn anybody and expect like shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can, like, I talk shit. Like, I'm a sports fan. I talk shit, but I also know if I said some shit out of the way and a motherfucker damn buck, I gotta be prepared to defend what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta just be prepared, because that's just like anything else. I remember one time it was fucking this dude named Joe Smith. It was Virginia Beach. We was in high school. We went to fucking Virginia Beach for spring break and shit. And Joe Smith was.
You was going on spring break in high school. You lit.
Yeah, I was bad as hell, grown as hell. So we was up there and shit, and goddamn Joe Smith was there, and Joe Smith was like the number one. He used to play at Maryland. He was like the number one pick in the NBA. He was a bust in terms of like NBA. He stayed in the league for that long, but he didn't pan out to be like number one potential type shit. Like, he wasn't a superstar. And one of my homeboys was like, he was like, Joe Smith, you garbage as fuck. And then nigga Joe Smith, like, I remember he had like an Eddie Bauer expedition. It was like, this was 99, so them shits was like, you know what I mean? The shit. Nigga,
that was lit
the fucking street. It was like, bitch ass nigga, come play me 1-on-1 then. Come play me 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? So like, my man, he was like 5'9". He was small. He could hoop, but he won't goddamn NBA material and shit. So like, you can tell like he got like, oh shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? Joe Smith, 7 feet. You know what I'm saying? 6'10", 6'11" type shit. That shit was funny, but like, all that to say, like, motherfuckers still people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
just because a nigga like hoop and shit and goddamn don't get it twisted, niggas is still knock your ass out clean. So just be mindful of that.
Conor McGregor got into some shit too, where this weekend where he got locked up, a fan tried to take a picture of him. He took the phone and smashed the shit, like, and stomped on the shit. And, he got locked up for the shit and got charged for like strong arm robbery and criminal mischief and all of that. And I bring that back around to this shit to say, is this one of the prices of fame? You know what I'm saying? People saying shit to you.
Oh, yeah.
People taking your picture, like, all of that. Like, and then if that is the price of fame, like, shouldn't you get to a point where you just let the shit slide?
Nah, because you can never let being a human slide. And I mean, and you gotta think about it too. Like, shit, that shit could have been like, that shit could have slid all day. You know what I'm saying? And then that motherfucker could have been asking you to do shit and do shit and do shit and do shit and do shit, and that you didn't feel like doing. And then now you're to a point where I don't feel like doing this shit, or you say some shit like, motherfucker been talking shit all day. Eventually that shit gonna come to a head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only human. You only like all that fame and shit. And that shit just, I don't know. I don't think you get a pass for that shit. Cause I mean, some of that shit you gotta let slide. But at the same time, like, motherfucker continue to goddamn poke the bear. That goddamn bear gonna turn around and bite your goddamn ass.
Nah, I feel you on that. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get paid a salary for the good and the bad of our job. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers getting millions upon millions of dollars. And the public is the people who basically get to decide how profitable you are. You know what I'm saying? They get to decide, you know what I'm saying, if, you know, this person, I'm going to buy deodorant because this person endorsing it, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I understand like the human aspect of it. And like with the Conor McGregor type shit, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, well, from what I read, I don't know if it's true. I can only go by what I read, but you know, the fan was just trying to get his picture. It's not like the fan was all in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get a selfie or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna fucking take pictures of you. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, I want y'all to love me when I want y'all to love me. Like, right. I think that's just part of the job. So you either need to get a thicker skin or pick a different occupation. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Connor, you can't, you getting another charge. Good thing your job doesn't really rely on you getting a background check or no shit like that. That's one of the other, great things about fame. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, Russell, you know what I'm saying? You can't say something to everybody who's saying some shit to you. So it's kind of like, you know, with that shit, it's kind of like, and it could be exactly like you said, like that shit been happening all day and I'm just fed up. Cause at the end of the day, we are human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, like, your human reaction is going to impact your pockets. You know, at a certain point in time. And I can say this all day because I don't have the type of money that they have. But I think it'd be a lot more that I could endure. You know what I mean? Like, if I had that type of money, I'm sitting here talking about code switching and talking about cats and shit like that. Give me motherfucking $5 million, $10 million, $50 million a year. I'll talk about cats all day with this bitch.
Yeah, I mean that too, but at the same time, like, if a motherfucker came in your office and was like, yeah, you better get your ass on your knees like you used to, that's probably not going to fly, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, a certain level of disrespect.
It's never a nigga coming to your house versus they in the stands being a fucking obnoxious ass fan. Like I said, I get the whole thing about respect. I get it. You just gotta be willing to go down with whatever you willing to stand up for.
Yeah, I agree. But sometimes that shit just come to a head when motherfucker, like, every time I come to this motherfucker, y'all niggas is talking crazy and shit, and then, like, last time I was in this motherfucker, I had to damn yoke a nigga out. Now you got them telling me to get on my knees like I used to. Hey, suck my dick. I'll beat your ass. What the fuck you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it came to that point. Like, y'all niggas gonna keep, I'm gonna meet y'all at the same place where y'all want to meet me at. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all give me that same level of disrespect. I'm only a man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all this 200 million and all that shit. I'm still a man. When you take all that shit away, I still got my morals.
Ooh, fuck that 200 million. That's where it kind of gets me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can fuck 200 million.
I mean, when you got about 40 or 60 in the bank, you like, shit, I don't give a fuck about this.
Fuck 200 million. Like, ooh, that's a mean joint right there. That's a mean joint. I guess you don't know who you in. You remember when Latrell Sprewell ran into the stands on them fools?
Nah, that wasn't Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell's coach.
I thought he choked the coach?
Yeah, PJ
Who ran into the stands?
That was Ron Artest and Steven Jackson.
Ron Artest. Sprewell and Artest was like the bad boys of the NBA and shit like that.
Niggas, but hey, nigga, you got them poke the bear. You throw some goddamn, this nigga chilling on the damn sideline and you throw a whole cup of water at that nigga.
Yeah, like, that was crazy.
Yeah, like you.
Nah,
like,
that
I'm
was
a man.
super crazy.
Like, I'm a man and I come from a place where that shit is disrespect will not be tolerated. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga from Queensbridge, like, nigga from the fucking projects, and is a little slow. So all that coupled with the emotions of the game at that particular time, and then you goddamn want to throw some water on the nigga. Okay, here comes the rain for real, bitch ass nigga. I'll never forget that shit. I was watching that game, like, I remember exactly where I was.
It was definitely you right. You right. It was.
I'll never forget that shit. Like, that shit was crazy, man. Just shout out to T and B. We was like, damn, at the crib watching that shit. That shit was live as fuck. I'll never forget that shit as long as I live. Oh, that was some good TV there. They ain't cut away from it or nothing. They just was showing the shit.
They were just showing the shit. Popping off. I love sports fights. That's like one of my favorite things.
It was one the other day. Shout out to Ibaka. Ibaka done fiend the nigga out. Serge Ibaka, he played for the Rap.
Yeah.
Shit, he fiend the nigga out and threw a couple blows and shit. He ain't connect.
He used to be with Kerry Hilson. I remember that.
Yeah. He choked the nigga out and shit. Cause the nigga like stood over him and shit. Niggas was fed up. Niggas be having their breaking points, man. Nigga, you gonna.
Nah, I feel you. Everybody got their breaking points.
Fuck out of here, man.
Just make sure your bank account stacked before you have that breaking point for sure. Just in case, because you never know.
Nigga might have wanted a couple of days off now that I think about it. Because he got suspended and shit. Nigga might ain't feel like coming to practice and shit. Nigga think they slick.
Need some time off. Russell Westbrook versus the fans in Utah is litter shit.
I fuck with it. Shout out to Russ. Beat that nigga ass. Slap all them hoes.
Hey, don't let the crop tops fool you.
Oh yeah.
Russell Westbrook is about that life.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's
that
lit.
That motherfucker 6'5" and got down about 210 of sheer muscle now.
Listen, with some making my way downtown, walking fast shirts on.
Slap that off.
Like, nah, but I fuck with it. And, you know, if all I had to pay was $25K, I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, I would do it again if that's all it cost me. You know what I mean? So shout out to Russell. I say, you know, get them people in their place. You know what I'm saying? So have you heard about this college bribery scandal that just came about?
Briefly it was Jesse Tanner, old lady, right?
Right. So, actresses, Lori Loughlin of Full House, who B just mentioned, she played, Uncle Jesse's wife. And Felicity Huffman from, Desperate Housewives are among 50 people who were indicted on Tuesday, today, in a widespread college admissions bribery scandal. The racketeering conspiracy case includes parents of applicants, ACT and SAT administrators, a test proctor, and coaches at universities, including Yale, Stanford, Georgetown, UCLA, University of Texas, and a bunch of other colleges. The prosecutor said that the parents paid college prep organization to help the students cheat, either by stand-ins to take the tests for the teenagers, or by arranging for the proctors to correct the answers after the kids actually did the test. There were also coaches involved that were, bribed to, label the applicants as athletic recruits. Cause that gives you like a little bit more leeway, for athletes and shit like that. The parents were charged in the scheme, were accused of paying an admissions consultant, William Singer, a total of $25 million between 2011 and 2019 for the arrangement. So, Uncle Jesse's wife and her husband, Massimo Gianoli, and I could have said that wrong, but he's basically the founder of Massimo. I didn't know that she was married to him. Not that I'm up on Uncle Jesse's wife news, but I didn't know she was married to him. They paid a total of $500,000 for their two daughters to get into USC. They labeled them as being on the crew team, and the girls don't even do crew. Crew is that motherfucking rowing shit. Ain't that what that is, crew?
I think so, yeah.
That's some white people sports.
Yeah, sure.
$500,000.
We're gonna kill all y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're gonna kill y'all and everything. Y'all know that though. That's why Get Out was created.
Supreme beings.
Yo, $500,000 is crazy. Is this surprising to you?
Nah, man. It's Illuminati. All we ask is trust. Somebody didn't obey, but hell no.
Like
paying their way for years.
True.
They're gonna continue to pay their way.
I don't think it's crazy that it actually happened. I think that, cause I know rich people been paying for their kids to get ahead their whole lives. You know what I mean? 500 million, like, let me tell you something.
You said 500 million or 500,000?
500,000, I'm sorry.
Okay.
500,000. Same thing to me though.
For sure. It's all relative, right?
Same thing to me though. Like, it's kind of like with the money and the privilege. What do you do for your kids? You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, nigga, if I gotta pay $250,000 just for you to get into college, we ain't paid no tuition. We ain't paid no
nothing.
That
shit gotta go. I gotta.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro gonna have to figure that out. That gotta be a part
crazy.
of the deal.
You can't get into college on your own. Like, we talking about the basics, like getting into college, taking the SAT or the ACT just to get into college. And my child, as of right now, I don't care, how much money I got. If I got paid $250,000 just to get my child into college, they might not be college material. Sure. I'd rather give you that $250,000 to start a business or do some other shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you pay to get your kids into school?
Nah, I ain't trying to pay for my kids' school. Shit.
Right,
what you talking about? Goddamn hell no. I mean, if I would pay to obviously for their tuitions and things if I could. Hopefully I'm able to. Which that even seems like it's just, I don't know. I hope they get some scholarships.
Tuition so much. Yeah.
So much money. Like, and I got 3 kids. So like.
Listen, I'm still paying student loans.
2 or 3.
And I've been out of school forever.
Yeah, for sure. 2 out of 3, I would hope. I pray get some type of scholarship of some sort. Like for real.
2 out of 3 is funny as shit.
Something. Like fuck.
Yeah.
But no, hell no. I ain't finna. No. I mean, like, a couple $100 degrees a nigga pocket or something to pull the application or some shit, but thousands and thousands of dollars? Nah, I'm straight. I don't even want
250 bands per child. Like, this nigga that made bread, he made $25 million off this. One guy made $25 million off this.
He's amazing.
Shout out to you, even though you're gonna go to jail like shit. That shit crazy, and then you got all of these famous people.
What's the charge though? Conspiracy or some shit?
Yeah. Fraud? It's racketeering and conspiracy.
Yeah, racketeering, yeah.
Get him on the RICO.
Damn,
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then all these schools involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. We already know some of these celebrity kids ain't the brightest. Some of these celebrity kids, presidents and shit ain't the brightest. You get the Bushes and all them motherfuckers in there. Like, they ain't the brightest motherfuckers. Like, they parents paid to get them to where they at. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy that the shit coming down, and I don't feel bad for you.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't feel bad for you at all. I understand a parent trying to do the best for their kids, but 250 bands? Come on. Here go $250,000. Just start your business. If I'm just gonna give you 250 bands, like, start your business or whatever if you're not college material. Cause you would have known if your child was college material way before the ACT and the SAT, and I guess that's basically why they paid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if I'm paying that amount of money, you definitely getting into an Ivy League.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for no UCLA.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
President after this 250 nigga.
Right. And you gotta pay me back.
For sure.
Like, come on.
I need 300 actually.
Right. Interest on that shit.
Yeah, teach you about life.
Exactly. No, that's facts. That's facts. I thought that whole scandal was like mad crazy, but the college bribery scandal is that lit or shit.
It's lit. Shout out to the whites for continuing to fight.
Facts. I'm gonna roll with you on that one. I think it's lit, and it's like some of the most wholesome white women we know getting caught up in that shit.
Yeah.
That shit funny as shit to me. I love Desperate Housewives. Like, that was one of my shows that I used to watch. With Eva Longoria, all them motherfuckers. That shit used to be good back in the day. That shit been off for some years now, but like B said, shout out to white people for whiting. You know what I'm saying? When that privilege and them tables turn, it's crazy.
For sure.
But that was little shit. You ready to give out some advice, bro?
Let's do it.
Dr. Bill and Dr. Fresh is coming with Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from people who drink Kettle Uno and Jack and Coke. Mm-hmm. Kettle Uno with the mint leaves and the refreshing cucumber crisp in the drink.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more of that for the weekend.
Oh, for grits and biscuits and cucumbers.
Yeah, I'm going to have that in the car before I get in there. So
Facts.
Buy one drink and be good.
Facts. And that's how you know. Like, I'm getting lit before, and I'm buying like 1, maybe 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Yo, I be getting so broke, yo, and I I get into my drinking bag and I'm out with people and you buying like mad rounds and shit. And then you look at your bank account the next day like, damn, I spent that much on liquor.
Yeah, man. Fuck that shit. Yeah, but
that
don't
shit
got them
be crazy. Right. And then don't have the fucking flask.
Yeah. Hey, nigga, I got this bottle in the car you can hit.
Facts. But we got a letter today. We got a letter from Anonymous.
Anonymous, I want to know your name.
Okay, Bobby B. The letter says, I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 8 months. Y'all keep asking us for relationship advice. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 8 months. Our relationship is pretty good. My best friend of 20 years moved back in town 3 months ago for her dream job at a sports marketing firm. I was excited for my bestie to meet my boyfriend because he is so fine and he is good to me.
Yeah, no fuck.
All girls want their friends to like who they date. Well, when they met, they hit it off a little bit too well. They bonded over their love of sports, and he is obsessed with her job. He thinks it's the coolest thing ever. Now they're always hanging out. They go to all these sports related events and have all these inside jokes. Because I can care less about sports, I now feel like the third wheel whenever we all are around each other. Last week, they went to an event with sports stars for her job, and they both got super wasted. My boyfriend and my friend both called me.
Somebody got ridden.
My boyfriend and my friend both called me to say that they were wasted and that the job has rooms reserved for anyone who wanted to stay the night. They both asked me if it was cool, saying as though they would be in separate rooms. And the event was an hour and a half away. I said it was cool because it was super late and they were super drunk. Although I don't think anything happened. They came right back the next morning. I'm still feeling the way. Although I don't think my friend would disrespect me and sleep with my man, she has definitely had a relationship with a married man before. I have 2 questions. Am I tripping? And do you think men and women can be friends? And that's from Anonymous.
Men and women can definitely be friends, but a nigga definitely put that hole in one.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Like,
talk about it.
Them niggas, man. Yeah. Niggas, the drinks was flowing, the lobby, they both called you. Come on, man. Like, they want that.
They both called you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody, like, them niggas, like, they were drunk, but they were like, oh, let's both call her and make it look not so obvious because it's so obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah. Niggas, yeah. Motherfuckers was having a little sex. I'm gonna be honest.
A little sex? You think so?
They had a little sex. Yeah, man, they crept off like niggas motherfuckers just didn't get drunk and goddamn like pass out and go in their like respective rooms. If they did they were in each other's rooms at one point or another. I guarantee you that. Like they were definitely in each other's rooms. Like they didn't just be like, oh, like, okay.
But do you think they were in each other's room chilling, laughing, whatever, or you think like something inappropriate happened, whether they had full on sex or not, you think something inappropriate happened?
Right? Like they got like a common theme. They like each other. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past one. I don't put shit past nobody. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Drinks and alcohol, and if they were wasted, as they say, motherfuckers get horny and goddamn thoughts and actions get goddamn
loose,
grayed out and shit.
That's true.
And merge and bleed in together, and bad decisions happen. So they might not be fucking no more. They might not have been fucking prior to that, but they had some sex. Pretty
Damn,
sex.
See, I was going a totally different way with that. Because, well, one, I personally do think men and women can be friends. However, I have male friends. Me and B are male. Me and B are female male friends. You know what I mean? I think that it can definitely happen. However, I feel like even though I've been friends with a lot of guys, at some point in time, a nigga gonna test the waters. Period. And you kind of put this on your friend, but you didn't say shit about your man's trust.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You saying like, although you don't think your friend would disrespect you, she has had a relationship with a married man before. You didn't bring up shit about your nigga.
For sure.
And I definitely can say, like, I've had to put probably 95% of my male friends, no matter how long we've been friends, in their place at some point in time.
Oh yeah, nigga gonna throw something in the water and see if motherfucker jump on that hook. No pun intended.
Right. They gonna test it out, and it might not be no shit where it's like mad overt, like, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying? But they definitely gonna test that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main things I hate about niggas. Cause like, they just can't chill. Like, fucking relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just cool. So I would put more onus on if your man tried to smash, because it seemed like he's more obsessed with her than she is with him. But B Hill think they smashed, you know what I'm saying? And when, B brought up the fact that they both called and shit like that, I took it as they was both kind of trying to be super respectful. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that very well could be the case. But it's like, you remember how like you asked your mama, your friend mama to stay at the house and shit? Like no. Like you couldn't ask like your mama, but you'd be like, yo, go ask my mama if you can stay over the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was like contrived type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it very well could have been something super innocent. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But I don't know, man. Like
I feel like intuition though. I feel like all females have
if they
intuition.
were so drunk, they should have been together and they could have been like, yo, just called. Like if they called you individually, like, yo, we mad drunk. I'm gonna stay in the room if you're all right. Like if they were together, I don't know. It's really no
But that takes a coordination, right?
Yeah.
So like I might, you know what I'm saying? I might hit if I was in this situation, I just want to preface this by saying it could go either way. It could go the way you saying it or the way I'm saying it. So I'm not oblivious to the fact that they might have fucked. But if it's my homegirl and I was in that situation, so I've always been accused of like taking motherfuckers' friends. I can't help it because I'm cool and your friends want to hang out with me. And then when the whole interaction or situation is over between us, your friends still want to be cool with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. However, would you feel different? So like put yourself in this situation. If Tiff called you, but your man didn't call you, you'll be like, nigga, why you didn't call and ask me if it was cool? If Tiff didn't say, yo, A, B, I'm with the other Brandon and we stuck, you wouldn't hit your man like, yo, you wasn't gonna say shit to me? Or is that just not how men work? I don't know. You gotta tell me.
That's a good question.
Even if it was a text, you know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't have to necessarily be a call, but both of y'all basically need to fucking ask permission, I feel like.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I would take if Tiff called me like, yo, we fucked up. Like, I can't go nowhere. I guess I preface it too, because I know how this nigga, like, I know how, like, depending on who's there, right? Like, so I know how my best friend is. Like, that nigga get drunk and got them fall out and pass out and shit. And you know what I mean? Like, I know how that goes. And then my wife, like, she don't really drink like that. So then I'll be looking like, why the fuck you so drunk? You know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't know. It just, I guess it kind of, you have to know the people. So I guess
Facts, that's true.
To the reader's point or the writer's point.
Anonymous's point.
Yeah, anonymi. I guess you got to know kind of like what they've given you in the past, right? So maybe like her point in saying that, like maybe boyfriend ain't got, like he's on 100%, like he's never given her reason to think otherwise.
Right.
But best friend, she done some flaky shit in the past. You know what I'm saying? So like,
but the flaky shit wasn't done to her,
right? But her credibility is still a little bit more shaky. You know
that's true.
So like maybe,
but you know her for 20 years. You know him for 8 months.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just a hairy one.
So it's like a lot of factors. You know what I'm saying? Like
my recommendation or my advice, just ask. Like, did y'all fuck? Because I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I got to know. Like the nigga, like Martin off fucking life. I got to know, nigga. I got to know. Like, just ask them. I think that's your best bet. I think
my final thought. Intuition. You know if some shit different. You know if some shit funny. You know if they come back and they not acting the same. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got that voice. It's just whether you choose to listen to it or not.
Ask them if they want to have a threesome and see how they react. For real.
So B wants you to make the whole fucking situation awkward as a bitch.
I was thinking like, y'all know, I know y'all was together and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking maybe we could have a threesome and then be like, oh shit. Like, all right, that's crazy because we had already fucked.
Yeah, that's exactly how that would go.
That's crazy. We had just fucked last week. We were just talking about that.
Hey, yo, my final advice is to listen to your gut. And if you need to ask, then definitely ask, like, look, because it could be your insecurity. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they could be, I do think women and men can be friends. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, niggas gonna try their hand. So I don't know if your man tried his hand. I don't know if she tried her hand. However, you know, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because if they didn't hit her, it would definitely look crazy. Or if one of them only hit her, it would definitely look crazy. But now that both of them hit her, now you saying that looks sketchy too. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I would also say, you know, find something, you know, try to get into sports a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Find what you like about different sports and shit like that so you can kind of get into the mix. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worse than being with somebody that don't know what's going on, and then the friend knows what's going on, because I've been in that situation too. It's just be like, well, you don't know shit about what we talking about. So what am I supposed to do? Not talk about the shit because you here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just find some different, you know, type of common ground. But on some real shit, like, if this truly makes you feel uncomfortable, then I think you need to have a talk with your man and a talk with your friend and just be like, yo, like, I get it. Like, it might be my insecurity, with it, but y'all might be hanging out like a little bit too much for my comfort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that both of them can respect that. Not saying that they won't never interact, but maybe a down on the amount of time that they're actually interacting. You know what I'm saying? So that's my final advice. And do I think you tripping? I think that, you know, you may be or maybe you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what your gut feel like. So you know if you should be tripping or you just feeling insecure because she has something over you that your husband really think is dope. You know what I'm saying? What was your final advice, B?
Threesome.
The threesome question. Fuck up the whole relationship.
Yeah. Ask about a threesome. Y'all niggas want to get weird, I'm going to get weird.
So, anonymous man, hit us back. Let us know, you know what I'm saying, what happened. We appreciate that. And if y'all want some of this A1 advice from us, write into the ain'tshitshow@gmail.com. And that's the X where the I would be. And your letter may get read on the show. Now we want to get into free smoke.
Yeah.
So free smoke is where we talk about hot button personal topics. It could be anything from politics to petty, anything we really want to talk about. So we told y'all on the last show that we were going to have mental health therapist come in, Tam V, who was on the show before. Unfortunately, there were some logistical issues that we couldn't get past in order to get this show on the road. So we won't have Tam, but we still want to talk about leaving Neverland. So we didn't talk about that last week because we wanted to talk about it this week with the mental health therapist. But we still want to talk about it and like get some opinions on Leaving Neverland. So Leaving Neverland was the Michael Jackson doc that came out. And there has been a lot of docs coming out with the R. Kelly and Abducted in Plain Sight and all of those types of things. But wanted to kind of talk about that. And so Leaving Neverland basically came on last weekend or the weekend before last. I can't quite remember. But it was a 4-hour, 2-part documentary on Wade Robinson and James Safechuck, who were little buddies, doing air quotes here, of Michael Jackson, and their times with Michael Jackson and their encounters with Michael Jackson and the alleged sexual abuse that happened with Michael Jackson. Leaving Neverland was very, very interesting to me. And, I reached out to B and said, hey, we need to watch this, because we need to talk about this on the show because it's a pop culture related show. We talked about that, and, B said that he didn't want to watch it, because Michael Jackson was dead, etc. So what I want to do with this segment is kind of basically, talk through that, talk about Leaving Neverland, and, get our separate opinions on, what's going on, and, basically our thoughts on that. So B, like I said a few minutes ago, like you were opposed to watching. So give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I just feel like it was just like what were they? They're telling a story, right? But they're two people, again, credibility, right? So the credibility issues are out the window because these same two people that we're discussing or that we're talking about it said and testified under oath in a court of law that Michael Jackson did nothing to them. And they were adults when they did that. So they weren't under the guise of being manipulated by of being children or not necessarily understanding what they had going on. They were adults and they testified as adults under oath. So, okay. So, and then my point, I guess, thinking that, okay, so even if you did lie then, you lied under oath. So you should have told your truth then, but now you're telling your truth now. So were you lying then or are you lying now? Like, cause it's kind of hard to believe you because one way or another, you lied at one point or another. And I can't really trust anything that you say. Then obviously there's a man that's dead, that's unable to defend himself amid these heinous allegations that he beat, right? Like in a court of law. And there was a 10-year investigation from the feds that, unbeknownst to me before, I didn't know this until like right around the documentary's airing, that it was a 10-year investigation from the feds and they found nothing, like zero. So I guess I didn't want to listen to the opinions or hearsay, all the circumstantial evidence that was being presented against a man that could, one, not defend himself, and two, that wasn't based in fact. Because everything they said was just all there, basically what they could have made up because they lied before at one point or other, or they're lying now. So I just really didn't want to give it enough credence. I felt like it's just a money grab. Like you come out and maybe you are telling your truth, but I feel like you should have told your truth 12, 13 years ago, whenever the shit was. It's just, I don't know, it just seemed very fishy to me. And I just couldn't really respect it from that end. And I didn't really want to, participate in watching it just because I didn't want to give it the credence that other people did. So, but for those who did watch it, I'm interested to hear what you being one, obviously taking and interested to hear your take.
So, a couple things based on what you said. So it's very interesting to me because I feel like information is information, right? You take the information, you look at it, you dissect it how you want to. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, this is bullshit, or this makes sense, or whatever. So like the fact that a lot is not just you, but a lot of individuals like, nah, I'm not watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because of just the facts that you said. You said that, they lied under oath. You said that he beat the case and he's dead, which is the same three things that most people are saying, right?
Or they may have not lied under oath, but now they're lying, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
one of the two. I don't know.
So in regards to the lied under oath, so my thing is like, what's the difference besides that R. Kelly is alive? Because R. Kelly beat his case.
Well, these are whole new charges though. R. Kelly has a serious.
But it's the same allegations. You know what I'm saying? It's not like some brand new allegations. You've been known for abusing women. It's just new women.
Yeah,
it's
but
not like
there was more facts. There was actual fucking evidence to show that you are a habitual pedophile.
Right. Okay.
Like
so let's go with that.
You did this. You did that. You fucked the girl on camera that we all saw. We never saw anything from Mike. Like nothing.
Okay. This is what we do know. This is what we do know. In regards to that, there was countless videos of Mike with these boys. There is countless videos and audios where Mike is asking for these boys to stay with him. There are workers and all that's willing to testify that Michael Jackson spent 365 days with a little boy in his bed. My thing about the whole like Michael Jackson thing, you don't have to believe it or not. It's just the digestion of the information. R. Kelly was acquitted on the things that he was acquitted on. It's still the same thing. Then we talk about the court system, and then we talk about lying under oath and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so do we trust the court system or don't we trust the court system? Because we seem to trust the court system or not trust the court system based on the individual involved in the court system. It's free my nigga this, the court was wrong, blah, 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 blah. But then when the court works in your favor, that's where the problem comes in. Like, oh, I love Michael Jackson. Don't get it twisted. Like, I talent wise, I love Michael Jackson. Like, talent wise, that nigga was a beast. Like, you can't take that away, just like you can't take away the talent away from R. Kelly. But what we got to understand is that humans are flawed. And if you watch the documentary, so I'm not opposed to getting information because I feel like I'm smart enough to decipher what I want to believe and what I don't want to believe. You know what I'm saying? So I watched it. I definitely watched it. There were some very, very compelling, stories in it. First of all, I just want to say that just like R. Kelly, I've always thought Mike had some shit with him. 100%. 100%. I never thought that took away from his talent, but I always thought Mike had some shit with him. I don't care how much you love kids. You ain't gonna want to sleep in the bed with no fucking kid every fucking night. Like, you just not gonna want to do it. Like, he took these kids and little white boys, and I feel like that's another layer to the shit, because we already know that Mike had a color issue thing. You know what I'm saying? And Mike basically, like, if you see the shit, like, and you hear these guys talk about it, again, I don't know if it's 100% true or they're just really good actors, but with especially Wade Robinson, basically with both of the kids, just to kind of give a little bit of background for those who didn't see the documentary. Whereas R. Kelly was more of a savage with the shit that he did. Mike basically, just like R. Kelly had a grooming process for these girls, Mike had a grooming process. So he would like inch you into these different types of acts. And one of the things that they said about, you know, sexual assault, especially when we're talking about with children, they make you feel comfortable. So they make you feel like the things that they're doing are not really big things. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to go from us roughhousing and playing to then me touching your thigh, to then us hugging, to then next thing you know, I'm feeling on your genitals. But the way that Mike groomed these boys, if it is true, the way Mike groomed these boys legitimately at 7 and 10 years old felt the emotions that you would feel in a relationship with somebody. Like that euphoria that you get when you're in a new relationship with somebody. Michael Jackson was their hero, and now Michael Jackson wants to spend time with these boys. Like, Michael Jackson sent a news crew to this boy house in Australia to videotape him for no apparent reason. Like, just for him to talk about how he liked Michael Jackson and shit like that. It wasn't used for no promo. It wasn't used for no commercial. It wasn't used for anything like that. He took one boy from Australia. He would take the whole family, and the moms was, we talked about how abducted in plain sight can happen, where these parents just trust these people with their children. Apparently, like, white people get down a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike took the whole family, like, hey, y'all can go with me. Let's go this place. Let's go that place. I didn't have a childhood. I didn't this. So the parents started thinking of Michael Jackson as basically like another child of theirs, because he acted so childlike. He would always say, you know, how he didn't have a childhood and all of these things. So they felt sorry for him. And not only did they feel sorry for him, Michael Jackson was a god at this point in time. We talking about late 80s, early 90s. Like, Michael Jackson was that nigga. So anybody who could get close to Michael Jackson, like, these white parents felt so privileged to just be in the presence of Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson would then ask, hey, can Wade or can Jimmy stay in my room so we can play? Come on, bro. Like, if it walked like a duck and quacked like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. And I feel like Michael Jackson went through these steps to get these children. Like, these parents were traveling with Michael Jackson, but the kids were staying in Michael Jackson's room. Like, they had the receipts to prove all of that. You know what I'm saying? Did the documentary show, Mike having sex with a child? No, because he's not fucking dumb like R. Kelly. But the parents would say, like, eventually their rooms would get further and further apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the mom, like, white people weird. Cause she was like, she felt the way, but then she didn't feel the way. Like, she would go to the room and just listen at the door to see if anything would happen. If you would go to the door and listen to see if anything would happen, then you already feel a way about your child. Like, being in a room with a grown man, sleeping with a grown man every single night. The other thing we do know is that Michael admits he slept in the bed with children often. But his defense for that, back when all of that was going on, was, hey, I just like children. It's not anything inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of this went on. He went through a marriage ceremony with Jimmy Safechuck and gave Jimmy a ring, a marriage ring. Like, this is our vows. Like, this is what we do. Jimmy still has the ring, like the child size ring. Like, all of this stuff ain't being made up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just find it weird, in my opinion, that adults love celebrity so much that they're willing to either avoid the clear and present danger.
Yeah, that shit is weird. I agree. All that shit is weird. Like, I think Mike was extremely weird. I personally just don't think he touched anybody, because the feds got a 97% conviction rate.
Listen, no, let me tell you something. The same way Michael Jackson got off, the same way R. Kelly got off originally, basically Michael Jackson got off the same way, because these children did not testify. If you don't, the one kid, Jordy, like the one only kid who looked like he was maybe mixed. He didn't look like he was white like the rest of the kids. Macaulay Culkin ass came up too, and he's weird now. Macaulay Culkin came up. He sued, and they basically said, like, yo, like, it's a money grab. But this guy described the kid who was actually saying Michael Jackson did this shit to, described Michael Jackson's penis. That was in there. Like, Michael Jackson had a discoloration on his penis. Why would a kid be able to describe your penis? They just didn't have any other. And Michael Jackson settled out of court. So it's not like he beat the case. He settled out of court. He gave, Jordy like $25 million and told the parents of the other kids, he got the other kids, Wade and Jimmy, to basically testify in his favor to say, nope, nothing never happened. So when if you ever decide you want to watch the documentary or read some information on that, Wade basically said, like, I never wanted to get Michael in trouble. He admits, he was like, I lied. I was a child. And Michael groomed them from age 7 and 10 to say, look, if this ever happens, you know what I'm saying? If we won't be able to see each other no more, I'll lose my career. You know, basically the same thing that pedophiles do, say, you know, if this comes out, it's going to ruin your family. It's going to ruin all of that. But Wade said the thing that changed him was when his son was born. In his mind, he was in love with Michael Jackson. He admits that. He was like, I was in love till 22 years old. Like, he was like, I was in love with Michael Jackson. I felt like we had a relationship. And because it happened, because when he was so young, he didn't necessarily think of it as a bad thing, because it wasn't like a savage rape or anything like that. He made them kids feel loved. He made them kids feel like this is what's supposed to happen. But Wade said when he had his son and he saw how innocent like children are, and that if anybody ever touched his kid, he became enraged. So he also said, like, why do I feel enraged if anybody ever touched my son in the way Michael touched me, but I still don't feel enraged for the way Michael touched me? He was like, it was like, you know, this disconnect in regards to, you know, his feelings. Cause think about, like, as children, right? We all think we grown. We all think we know shit. And we really don't. It's not until you actually are old enough to witness children to be like, you don't know shit. You don't know how you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're just being told about how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And so basically Wade said that's what basically made him come forward and say, yeah, you know, this is what happens. And, you know, again, I don't know if it's 100% true. However, if it's not true, they are really good actors. All of the footage that they showed with them, they also showed that Michael's room in Neverland Ranch, and think about it, people, Neverland Ranch was a playground. It was a carnival. It was a circus. It had rides. It had all this shit for kids. I don't care how much you love kids. As an adult, kids gonna eventually get on your fucking nerves. Like you gonna eventually be like, even with like my own nieces or like my homegirl's son or whatever, you know, who want to sleep with me because they love me and all that. Cool. We can do this for one night, but I can only get punched in the chest and kicked in the head, but so many times, right. You know what I'm saying? Before you just like, all right, fam, you know, Michael was married to, Presley, Elvis' daughter, Marie Presley. Mm-hmm. The worker said they never saw her sleep there. They never saw a woman sleep in Michael's house. Ever. Not even Debbie Rowe, the chick, the maid or whomever his kids was by. They never saw a woman. They had all these people testify that, yeah, like it was kids. It was always a little boy in Michael's room. And Michael they showed pictures of it. Michael had like, in his room, it was like a room within a room within a room. So if you got to a certain point and got to the door, alarm would go off or some type of bell would go off for him to know. And, you know, Wade talks about times where Michael taught him, you know, how to get dressed. But the deepest thing, kind of like the two chicks, but they're of age that, you know, is really rooting for R. Kelly. Like, nah, we love him. We whatever. That's kind of how these kids were. Both of them, they were just like, they said, I craved that attention from him. Once he started doing these things to me, I thought that's how we showed love. Like, I didn't think of it as a bad thing. I couldn't wait to see Michael. I couldn't wait till my parents said, oh, I can go. Michael asked the parents, could the little boy stay with him for a year? Who asked for somebody's kid for a year?
That's crazy.
That shit was crazy. But for me, like, you know, like for me personally, like I said, I've always thought some shit was fucked up with Michael in regards to, I never thought the milk was clean with that whole touching kids thing. It's just kind of like, okay, now I'm older. Now it's in my face. Now I got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Where at first you just like, all right, you write it off. We was all young. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't old enough to, well, in my opinion, we wasn't like really old enough to digest when the like real allegations and all of that shit went around. But you know, with all of those things that's being said, it's hard for me to believe that nothing ever went down. And we can't name one bitch who said she smashed Mike. Do you know one?
Madonna fucked Mike.
Madonna ain't fuck Mike. Madonna might have sucked Mike dick or something like that. I don't think Mike done penetrated a woman, to be completely honest. He might have tried it once.
From Man in the Mirror.
He didn't fuck her.
That's what they said.
You think so?
That's what they said.
Ain't none of these motherfuckers came forward. And that was one of the things too. Like, we never saw Mike with a chick. But what they do have is hours and hours and hours and years and years and years of footage with a different little boy. And he said he loved kids and things like that. It won't never no little girls with him.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It was all, and then it comes down to like a type, right? Little white boys. Mike had a thing for whiteness. He wanted to be white. He changed his whole appearance to appear white. You know what I'm saying? I think that, what do you think about the people who kind of getting at Oprah about doing the like after special and shit like that?
Yeah, I think she should have sat that one out.
Talk about it. Why you think that?
I mean, I don't know. Like, she was the same person, I guess 20 years ago, that did Mike, that had her biggest interview of all time was with Mike. And then she was all on his nuts the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I guess I just, like, you could still have.
So can you not change up when you find out new information?
Yeah, but I don't think I should host the panel. Like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she should be the one hosting the panel. You can digest the information. You can review the documentary like you did.
That's my job. I care about sexual abuse victims. That's like the people who saying Gail shouldn't have did the R. Kelly interview.
Well,
why is there such a big difference between R. Kelly and...
That's not her job. She didn't have to do that. Her job.
Gail could have said, I don't want to interview R. Kelly.
She could.
There's a lot of other people who could have interviewed R. Kelly at CBS.
She also works for CBS, so the request, like, her job is through CBS. Like, Oprah owns her own network. I could see if it was on her own network. It wasn't on her own network. It was on HBO. So I don't know. I think I would have sat that one out. That's just me personally. I don't think she should have did it. But I mean, that was a little weird for me. Like, damn, you could have. There's a lot of other people that could have, but I don't know. I just don't necessarily think that she should have did it. But it's done now, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm totally with whatever I feel and whatever is right. Like, Michael Jackson don't outweigh me. You know what I mean? Like, Mike, if I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going through a debate in my head about the Michael Jackson thing. You know what I'm saying? Again, now that I'm older, because it's not a brand new thought to me. It's not that this like, oh my God, I can't believe Michael Jackson did it. The details of it was shocking. Yeah. But I never thought Michael Jackson was clean. I never did. I never ever thought Michael Jackson was clean. But, I feel like Oprah doing what the fuck she want to do. And I would do it. If I have, because I have a soft spot for children and sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like children can't defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like, I feel like sexual assault is like one of the worst things ever that can happen to anybody.
For sure.
And I feel like, cause people never like really recover from that. People have been shot. People have been robbed. People have been beaten. You know what I mean? Like, people have been through all types of trauma, but sexual assault is kind of one of them things where it kind of always lingers, with a person, and it comes out in different aspects, you know what I'm saying, of their lives. And it was very interesting with these two guys, because once they came to like their realization of what exactly happened, and they're both fathers now, when they came to the realization of what happened, like, their lives kind of been a little fucked up, because now they dealing with the reality, you know what I'm saying, kind of what happened. Like, Wade Robinson at a certain point in time was like the biggest choreographer out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He said when he started dealing with this Michael shit, like, he was on the set of like some big budget movie or production or something like that. He was the lead person. He was getting paid like mad money, and he couldn't focus. Like, he couldn't get with it. And he like basically like disappeared, off the face of the earth, because he like, I'm dealing with the reality of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the brain has a way of protecting you, because even like in my own life, even though, I've never, thank God, been through like a sexual assault, I be thinking about shit like, damn, I really went through that. Like, shit I ain't thought about in forever, like years or childhood or, like shit like that. Like, damn, that shit actually happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely lived through that shit. I definitely survived through that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, it's sad to me personally that people are so engulfed in people's celebrity. Like, I totally understand why people don't come out and say shit. So people come out and be like, oh, well, why you wait 5 years? Why you wait 10 years? Why you wait 20 years to say some shit about this? Do y'all see what happened once they finally say some shit? Now they getting death threats. Now they gotta go through all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, everybody don't want money. Like, some people want money, but the statistics say only about 3 to 4% of sexual assault allegations turn out to be false. So we talking about, you know what I'm saying? We talking about fucking 96% is true. That's a good enough number for me. That's a good enough number for me to believe that someone was sexually assaulted. Because why would you want to make that up? Why would you want to say this celebrity did some shit to me only to be fucking ridiculed into the fucking ground? And I think that, you know, I think that takes a lot of courage with shit like this. And I think it's super difficult when we're talking about men. So that was another reason why Oprah said that she hosted the After Talk, because she said in her show she did over 217 episodes about sexual assault, and she did this one episode where it was just about men. And men digest shit differently. And if you think a woman don't want to say she was assaulted, a man definitely don't want to say he was assaulted by another man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a different type of thing. And like my heart goes out to them. You know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to them and all other sexual abuse victims. And my whole thing about it is like, if you don't believe them, that's 100% your choice. But why you gotta attack?
Right.
Why you attacking on behalf of Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that's wild.
Why are you attacking on behalf of R. Kelly? Why are you attacking on behalf of Bill Cosby? They ain't fucking attacking on behalf of you. It's not like it was your uncle or some shit. Right. And you like, nah, my uncle didn't do the shit. You know what I'm saying? As a man, do you know other men who have been sexually assaulted?
Nah, not that I know of. I mean, I got a couple of homeboys. Well, yeah, one of my homeboys, he used to get like his dick sucked when he was like 9 and shit. And then his little brother used to get his dick sucked when he was like 6. But other than that, nah, not that I know of.
And see, that's the thing. I think, that's one of the things that they talked about, is that because it feels good, a person don't feel like they were molested.
Right.
Or anything like that. And that's basically what I said with the whole Michael Jackson and these boys. Like, it felt good. They say that it felt good. And like, I've had conversations, with guys, and they'll give you stories, about how the babysitter did this or whatever. I'm just like, dog, you was molested. Like, nah, the shit felt good. You think you busting some shit down? No, my nigga, you was 9. This motherfucker was in their 30s. You won't smashing shit. You got molested. Like, and that comes into place about how your life develops and how you treat women or how you treat men, or how a lot of men struggle with their sexuality because they were in fact molested by men. So they're like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean I'm gay? Cause I don't feel gay, and all of that. But I feel like somebody has to be in charge of protecting the sexually abused.
Okay, I agree. I'm totally against any sexual abuse. I don't know. That shit sucks. Period. Like, point blank, period.
So with all the things that you knew about Michael Jackson in the past, you, in 2009, you don't necessarily feel like any of that shit that you heard about prior to leaving Neverland was, some shit ain't quite right?
No, I mean, I always thought he was a weirdo. Like, I always thought that shit was super weird, and I don't know why he subjected himself to be around children, but at the same time, I just say, like, he really loved children. And kind of like that. I mean, he did mad weirdo shit that I don't agree with. But I mean, there was never really any evidence outside of, I mean, I don't know, like the individual, I don't know. It just didn't, no evidence really, came about to make it weird, but to make it, make him guilty in my eyes. I mean, I just felt like he was guilty of being a weirdo. And then yeah, that was it. I mean, but now, I might watch the documentary because just to see what it was talking about, but I don't know.
I think it's information. You know what I'm saying? I think you can definitely look at the information and be like, nah, this some bullshit.
I don't know. You know I just don't like, certain shit I just don't be, I don't like, I just don't like, I don't know, I'm more
because you don't want to give up the memory.
Nah,
you don't want to give up the memory
necessarily. I ain't watch all that R. Kelly shit. It was just too much for me. Some shit I don't allow my spirit.
You just emotionally it's too much.
Yeah,
too much for you to think about
shit in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? I like comedies, I like actions and shit. I don't like to feel that type of way. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I can understand
that shit just be too much on the nigga brain. You know what I'm saying?
I can feel that 1,000%.
Yeah, so
I can feel that.
That's the main one of the main. I'm like, man, that shit. I couldn't watch all that R. Kelly shit. That shit just got too much into me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, fuck, this shit was just bombardment of fucking. You know what I mean? Fuck, kill you. You're a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't like feeling like that internally. Me and my old lady was I can't watch no more shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit I just can't watch. I don't know. I don't like, I remember watching fucking, A Time to Kill. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch that shit.
Yeah.
The end,
I need to watch that again.
Yeah, I don't watch that shit because that shit was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time that shit felt like real life. You know what I'm saying? That shit just be too much for a nigga. You know what I mean? So.
And shit be real life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, you know what I'm saying? Especially because think about this shit, B. You're a father. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Strip away all the fame. If a nigga came through with the same characteristics as fucking Michael Jackson, you'll be like, get this nigga away from me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So we gotta understand the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Just because you're talented does not mean that you're not flawed.
Oh, yeah. You're talented. The more talented, you're flawed. All geniuses are fucking nuts. All them genius niggas are weirdos. Every last one of them.
That's what the geniuses want you to think because they fucking doing weird shit all the time.
Yeah, because they're weirdos.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, I think that, just for understanding the grooming process, because the grooming process, even if you look at these 3 documentaries, R. Kelly, Abducted in Plain Sight, and Michael Jackson, there is a process that they get your kids to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a trust thing, and it's called grooming. And that's what they do in order to make your kid feel comfortable and make your kid be like Abducted in Plain Sight. I'm going to stay with whatever that nigga name is. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly, how the boys were in Michael Jackson. They wait, you ain't gonna let me stay with Michael? You fucking nuts. I want to stay with Michael. He want me to stay there. I want, stay there. Your kids, you know what I mean? It's wild. It's wild. But I definitely get what you're saying about not wanting that shit in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? But I think, some of you niggas out here is weirdos that go above and beyond to go at the victims. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit is weird because these motherfuckers ain't in my family. At the end of the day, I listen to their music or whatever the case may be. And, again, with the whole Michael Jackson thing, I don't know if I've necessarily cut Mike off. I feel like karma is a bitch and Michael's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not opposed to the, we talking about a dead man type thing. Cause like I told you, we hear about dead men all the time. That's what fucking documentaries and fucking historical shit is. We find out shit that we didn't know. But also those people out here that's out here white people do it.
Yeah,
so what?
That's stupid.
That's dumb. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. All lives
matter type shit. That shit's stupid.
Exactly. That is definitely all lives matter. 100%. That is all lives matter like a bitch. And don't keep pulling up. The other thing that is frustrating me about the internet is y'all want to keep saying, what about Harvey Weinstein? What about that? Yeah, what about them? But that don't neglect them.
Yeah, that's all lives matter.
We talked about this shit. We talked about this shit with the Bill Cosby shit. And especially with all children need to be protected. All women and children and victims need to be protected. However, especially like with this R. Kelly shit and all that, who gonna protect our black children and women if we ain't? You know what I'm saying? We can't just say, oh, because Harvey Weinstein did this, then it's okay for R. Kelly to do this. Like, that shit don't matter. And y'all looking weird out here. And I had to call somebody out. You know what I mean? I was like, look, I just want to know, is you saying you support this? Cause I need to know the person you are. And I'm all down for everybody, you know, having their opinions on certain shit. I'm all down for that. You know what I'm saying? But certain shit, when you're willing to go and dedicate your page to rooting for some weird shit, that tells me a lot about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I need to know where we stand, because I need to know. You looking funny in the light, my nigga. Like, you going this hard for R. Kelly, and we already know what R. Kelly did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the world is sick.
For sure.
And evil. And we just have to find some sunshine. Take the information, do what you wish with it. I'm not saying what your opinion should be on that. Like I said, Mike is gone. Who knows what he was wrestling with at night? The reason why he had to take propofol and all that shit. Karma is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't do the shit, he's moonwalking in heaven. And if he did do the shit, he moonwalking on fire. So, you know, that's that. Any closing thoughts you want to say in regards to this particular Free Smoke, B?
No, I'm straight. I think you pretty much put the button on it.
All right. I want to thank y'all for listening to us. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Follow us at the Ain't Shit Show, on social. And that's X with an I would be, Twitter, IG, Facebook. Y'all know we on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, all the places where niggas should be listening to podcasts. So check us out. And you know, leave a comment and all that good stuff. And y'all know we always end the show with a quote. And the quote for today is, we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. And until next week, I want y'all to be great. And it's always Wakanda forever.
Bye, niggas.
We out.